Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try to run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
I remember the days, all those years ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on a midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old, back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As the world moves on, time sings a song. In the old neighborhood, as the clock strikes one, the memory lives just as it stood, like a quiet dream. The shadows of that time are cast beneath the streetlight beam. As the world moves on, time sings a song. Don't cry, don't cry, as the days move along.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. I want to welcome all of you to another edition, and I apologize for, being away a little bit. I was busy taking care of business out here. But I want to welcome all of you. I see Audrey in the house. Juju said, when did Afridamus become Jamaican? You don't know? Me lady, me I feel Jamaican. I'm a Jamaican too. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a great Friday. But if you're not, we are about to make it great for you. Please make sure you hit the like and also subscribe if you haven't already done so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, where are we today? So you guys remember the Somali brick lady, right? So the story was out there. I knew, like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, here we go. This is another hoax story, because this started back, you hear these, toxic black feminists, because majority of them, if not all, but most, they are feminists. They are toxic. Just watch daytime television in America. It's all filled with women. And in America, a lot of women, where do they get their cue from? From television. It's not from real life experience. If you don't believe me, try dating American women, especially the blacks. I have been in the dating game, for a long time back in the days. I've told you guys. I said, I have the script, the 101 script, all the conversations. So for most of you, you are just now, because you are not exposed, you're just now seeing these behaviors, come out on the internet. But, no worries. I am here. As you guys know, I'm the negrologist, the professor. I'm here, to break it all down for you. You see, I'll break it all down for you, ladies and gentlemen, because You see, when you meet most black women, especially nowadays, I would say starting 2015 or before that, they have all these shows, love and hip hop. You see, because I came across those shows, and I found it very, very weird and problematic. I was like, okay, these people are actually this way. And at the time, I was with one black woman, light skinned black woman, the favorite of the blacks. They like the light skinned ones. So I got one of the light skinned ones. But that light skinned one, outside, she know how to pretend to be, all Christiany and all cool. But she's got that talking about, black, not black power, but she's a feminist. She watches love and hip hop. She was the one that even put me onto that. Like, I saw love and hip hop, being Mary Jane. Go look up these shows. This is what's her name? The one with Dwayne Wade. So they watch shows like this. You see? So this woman, for them, they are living vicariously through through what they see on television. And I find it very weird where when you're dealing with these women, notice they've already written a script. They've written a script. So you are just not aware. Where you fit in, they've left it blank to put you right there. And where does that come from? You are being compared to a character on television. They would watch shows like The Bachelor. So eventually, these women, they have turned into very bitter. I'm talking very, very bitter women. Their standards are super high, you see? And, you're looking at her like, lady, where do you come off asking all this, for all this stuff, So many believe they are black queens. This is what they believe. And as the black queen, black queen whisperer, you guys know I've told you guys, I got my field studies dealing with the blacks, especially the black woman. I've had my field studies. Let's go to immigrants, for example, second generation. You guys remember I talked about some of these Somali women, their behavior, who have taken on the Shinekwa and Bokwisha behavior. What I have realized, what I have been seeing, you see, these women, they go to these schools because many immigrants, you are certainly mistaken. You are thinking that you are actually sending your children to schools to go learn, to get real education. I get it. You want to feel like, oh, we want to go to the cheap neighborhood, because we want to be next to the blacks. So if you are already looking at what the school system is already doing to black kids in America, you're already seeing this. You are seeing how toxic these women are, right? And yet you send your kids there. So there is, I've noticed this. Some of these East African horn women, Africans, as you guys can see, they suffer from identity crisis because, we are seeing that interacting with most people from the horn, especially most of the Somalis, they seem to be confused. They suffer from identity crisis. So sometimes they are black, sometimes they are not. So any of them that copy being black, trying to prove it, it becomes over exaggerated. And of course, mainstream black culture, that they don't have a culture. The blacks do not have a culture. What the blacks have is skin color. If you are able to be ratchet and become famous, Now you have contributed to what they call black culture, hence rap and all. Even last week, the conversation, you guys know, shout out to Chaotic Truth. He came up here trying to deny the blacks their culture. But chaotic, even if you look at it, isn't chaotic technically doing what some of the lost blacks are doing? Because you see, some of the blacks are claiming to be Indian. They want to be everything except African, right? So you have that group, they would coin their own culture. I'm just giving you an example about the culture, and then I would go straight to what this woman did. So you can coin your own sort of culture if you're able to gather bunch of people, and like whatever this culture is could be degenerate, and they will go along. So last week we mentioned gangster rap, we talked about rap, but Chaotic Truth, for example, he completely denied it. But then I noticed, I said, wait, the blacks, some of the blacks deny being from Africa. They said their ancestors are from here, they're Indians. They would never claim Africa. So, like for example, Chaotic Truth, his parents apparently they came from Nigeria directly. So he doesn't have the confusion. He does know exactly where. But how come he claims everything except he would never claim Nigerian? Like he would rather be a Greek, a black Greek. You see? So we have those situations where, so for example, some, they distance themselves from the culture that their parents come from. So this Somali woman that we are going to be talking about, there are several, many of them like this. You would find them in America's colleges, in America's community colleges and all these places. They want to overdo it because they want their black card to be accepted. You see? So it's easy to be black in America as long as you're not white, your color is, you have some melanin and you know how to be ratchet. Sure, you are now black. So she is black. This is why the blacks are supporting her. So this woman was going around in Minneapolis. She's a BLM supporter. I've talked about this. Some of the Somalis try to deny it, talking the blacks, their culture that is degenerate. I'm like, no. This right here, this woman is a Somali, but she's rejected by the Somali. To be fair to the Somalis, this is not Somali culture, because in Somalia they don't have club culture where people go and drink in liquor, men and women, fraternizing, talking about, shake your ass, watch yourself. They're not doing that. We know this, right? So clearly, she didn't get that culture from there. This Osman woman started going to feminist school, which is AKA community college or the colleges, affirmative action entry, just like they did for most of the black women who are bitter. So they are like, we are the most educated group. Okay, you're the most educated. Let's see how you function in this American society. So they've been fooled to hate black men. You don't, you don't have to live in America long. If you pay attention, you can clearly see these women, they hate black men, because they truly want to be white. Okay, their competition is white women, so they would never be white. You've seen them on television, daytime television. They put on blonde wigs. It's like it's sad to watch, because it's like they lack self-awareness. And you would see that with this Osman woman. So it's like a program, where you would see I've given you guys the steps where you see a young black female or boy with they are sweet, but their mama is the toxic one. The mama got rid of the daddy. Oh, either she met a pookie, someone who also is from a single mama, because 75% of blacks, when they say not only born out of wedlock, they don't have the presence of a father. So when if the father is not present, then there is no true authority in the home. This is why you see so many indiscipline, out here. So for many, many years, you watch television. Who do they blame? The black man, the deadbeat black man. You know, I was very confused. I said, why? So I noticed the black man also, the black man did not have power. Black men don't have power because what they did is they control the black woman's head. And you are at home with your own set of terrorists. I'm here to reveal that to you. And black men, for many years, they think they can negotiate with their own captors, which is the black woman. Because since they were children, majority, those of you that are watching or coming to watch me, they were kidnapped. They were kidnapped by their devil mama. Today I was out, I was exercising. And of course, I saw like I was at around a 7-Eleven, across, because I'm at the gym across the street. It's a 7-Eleven. And I'm on the treadmill so I can see, who goes to the 7-Eleven and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Let me take a account of, what type of people come to 7-Elevens early in the morning. Let me take an account. And I'm just counting. I saw several single black mamas with their, young kid. I know that walk, that early morning, they wake up so early. They look so tired because they are rushing little Rere or little Bonquisha to the daycare. So they would rather do that than deal, create an actual family. So you would see those. I saw a little boy. I felt bad. I said, a future simp. There goes a future simp, because they have this little boy, will not understand that he is in fact a captive. He is with his captor. He has been captured and kidnapped from his father. So this is what, a lot of these people have been raised and socialized in. Very toxic society. So now that brings us to Dr. Umar. So it's lip service. So Dr. Umar comes out here, he starts talking about pan-Africanism. I've been telling you guys, I said, these people that talk about this pan-African thing, pay attention closely, because they come out here. What do they push? Victimhood. You know where that victimhood comes from? The black women. The black women are the greatest victims in America, but they are in fact the victimizers. You see? But they know how to play that game because TV news was given to them. They are on daytime, just talking down on the black man. The black man ain't shit. But they are the ones raising this black man. Then they started talking about now, oh, black men don't protect us. And they forget all those videos these black, women have been making. They said they are strong black women. We can fight for ourselves. We are strong black women. You guys remember, in 2020, when these women went around, they went around America, major cities in America, just burning down and defacing the white man's beautiful country. And in fact, the black women majority, they are so crazy. It's like only few of them that participated in this. But those few are the loudest. They come out, they would paint this as we are representing the black woman group. We are fighting against racism because the black men ain't shit. We have to come out here and stand for them. Then if you are able to do all that, because you are going to be going out there, You're gonna face racist cops. Remember, racist cops who have weapons and trained to delete, trained to delete. But somehow you are so strong, you are able to go against that policeman. But now you need a black man's protection. So they talk about all this community thing. What community are they talking about? My question to you is, would you put your life online for a strange black woman? You know, you don't know her. She's a strong black woman. This is what we've all been hearing. This women, they are at a point where now they have to cook up things. They come up with hoax. You guys remember the one who said she was kidnapped? She was kidnapped. You guys remember that? We just did that, a couple months ago. No, last month. It turned out to be a lie. Carly read. It turned out to be a lie. And before that, I have reported on another hoax. You see? But the simps keep coming and trying to defend this behavior. Well, they said nothing lasts forever. The black men have pushed back on this one. They are like, nah, man, we are not going down for this. But Dr. Umar, he spoke too quick. Because you see, Dr. Umar is not a pan-African. I've been telling you guys. Sorry, Carly Russell. Carly Russell, that is the name. DiCaprio said, what bad did the Blatt do in Wakanda today? Just kick back, you will see. So Dr. Umar has, many simps. Look, if you listen to these simps who present themselves as quote unquote pan-Africans, how are these people pan-Africans when right now as we speak, it's all on the internet. France is refusing to leave Niger. The Nigerians are protesting against them. They are willing to go to war. Did you hear these pan-Africans talk about it? No, because these people are simps. These are people who were able to talk themselves into the position they are in. So how did they get there? Is by telling the black woman, what she wants to hear. Because the black woman wants to hear that, oh, it's racism, but, it's white supremacy. But the black woman respects white supremacy. In fact, she is the another arm of white supremacy. She loves white supremacy, right? So once you recognize that, you recognize the double speak, the double behavior, you just put them in the category of, okay, this person has no principle. This person, doesn't stand on the truth. So you treat them as that, leave them as that. You don't participate, because if you participate, you will lose your life. So the person, for example, your child, if you are the protector of your child, can your child tell you how you should be protecting them? Doesn't your child follow your instructions? It's like if you have a bodyguard, your bodyguard is there to protect you. Well, in order for that bodyguard to protect you, for both of you to feel safe, you have to listen to the bodyguard. If the bodyguard say, we don't go on we can't take this road, this is the safest, you listen. But if you don't listen to your bodyguard and the bodyguard quits, how can you blame the bodyguard? So Dr. Umar heard, just like everybody else, that this woman was hit with a brick. And of course, he didn't waste no time. He promotes, whole behavior, because there's a popular woman called Sukihana. Go watch on the internet. This woman, she was crawling, on the MTV, whatever award, I think BET, just displaying whorish behavior. So, and a lot of these women you see, all these hood rats you seen, This is their real life. It's just now they've put camera in front of them. They are sitting in their lonely, dirty apartment with, abusing their kid. And now the only difference is they are being paid, to be themselves. This behavior used to be rejected, but Dr. Umar have been exposed many, many times as somebody who support her behavior. So that Sukihana lady comes out. All this woman talks about is, you know, explicit sex, showing her body parts, just straight ratchet. Somebody you cannot call your neighbor. You see? Someone you don't even want to call your neighbor. So Dr. Umar comes out, and he didn't waste no time. He started. So the blacks, the good blacks came out there like, you know what? Sukihana have crossed the line. We the blacks, we are not gonna tolerate this. In fact, we are going to cancel Sukihana. Black people came on Twitter. They started. Some black people were, they've had it. They were like, look, we can't tolerate this. And now this is usually the simps who, for the longest, when people like me are talking about these things, they get uncomfortable. These simps are the ones that they are the enforcers of this. So Dr. Umar knows how to use the simps because they are raised by these single mothers. They see these women just like their mama. Even though they know their mama's behavior is ratchet, I mean, they've seen it. They grew up with her. They knew she's a terrorist. They knew it. So they grow up. They see other black women now who are their age. They recognize that terroristic behavior because they were raised, the single grandmother was, because now is grandmother generation. The grandmothers are now 35 years old. Yes, 35 years old. The grandmother and the daughter, they go into the club together. After the club, they, meeting the same group of guys. They riding together to, like, I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, that's the girlfriend, like the mama. For example, you see grandma come in there with the daughter, and Pookie comes along with one of his homies, his sidekick, and he's like, hey, that's the mama. Pookie's like, that's the mama? Let me holler at you. It's like, because they want to, they still think, they are 15. So when they go to that club, at the end of the club, the daughter goes with Pookie and the mama goes with Pookie's friend. This is what is happening. So how can the grandmother give any common sense, any advice to the daughter, much more, the grandson or daughter? So many of these people, they grew up like this and it's become normal. So it's so normalized, they would fight you because when they come out here in the streets, because they live in their ghetto enclave, everyone they see there is black. So now they think, oh, this is how every black's supposed to act. This is, as long as your skin color is dark, we are all supposed to be ratchet, because they have created a culture where as long as you can be ratchet, you are accepted. You are accepted. So even like, I like Chaotic, but that's what Chaotic is doing too. He is trying to force like the Greek culture to say, oh, the fraternity. So now you would see, Pookie and Ray Ray is not going to become black Greek because they didn't go to that college. Why would Pookie, Ray Ray, and Shaniqua accept black Greek culture to be the main culture? That's only few Negroes who want to become white Greeks. So I don't blame Pookie and Ray Ray. If there's any other culture that's going to be promoted, what don't you think Pookie and Shaniqua are going to, defend their own culture instead of, the Greek culture. So that is what is happening. You see? So Dr. Umar comes out and said, no, 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 no. We cannot cancel Sukihana. And Sukihana was totally being a slut out there. And I'm confused. He calls them queens. I'm like, man, the Black Kingdom have it bad. The Black Kingdom, if this, I remember one time this this Black woman, she tried to call me a king. I refused to. I was like, I refused to call her queen. She's like, why aren't you calling me a queen? I said, I didn't see you with any kingdom. I said, if I'm going to be the king, you can be my queen. And she was offended. She said, all Black women are queens. I said, if all Black women are queens, who are the peasants? Who are the servants? You see? I'm like, ma'am, you're just lucky right now. You're saying this in America. When you step foot on Alfredamusville, the kingdom, trust me, you won't be saying you are a queen, because over there, the peasants know their role and royalty know their role. You see? But there is no, dichotomy there. So Dr. Umar comes out publicly to go meet that Sukihana woman. He goes to meet Sukihana. He even, talking about he wants to date her. Is this who you are going to send your child to? The Blacks, this is what they support. So now he's calling for simps to go out and delete other simps over this Somali queen. But before we enter, I wouldn't call her Somali queen. I don't want to offend the Somalis, because the Somalis, perhaps they reject her. This woman is, we blame this on FBA, the Blacks in America. This woman belongs to them. If you don't believe me, before I play Dr. Umar's video, I will play a video where a Black Shaniqua goes and makes a video to defend this woman. And you will see how this Somali woman is behaving. She comes to the white man's country. She says she wants to show that she's a Black woman. She's going around slapping white people. I don't know what's happened to white people. White people have become so weak. I don't know what is happening with them. Because this woman should be, like if they should be putting her on the next flight back to Mogadishu. Because she says she wants to fight white people. Her help could be used in Mogadishu right now as we speak. That's right. Since she wants to promote Blackness, her help could be used somewhere in Somalia. But the white men have become weak. These Black women have been deluded into thinking they are strong. They are not strong. Just like that BLM. I mean, it's funny. The government literally is in on it. They are letting you do it. I mean, come on, you are marching. They're not doing anything to you. So you have no opposition. So you're not strong. All right, let me play this. Give me a second. Let me do my disclaimer. I will show you how Black women stick to ratchetness. They want ratchet city to become the norm. But I'm beginning to see a change. The environment is changing, but they haven't changed. So now they're saying, come out and protect us. Only few seems like Dr. Umar is speaking for them. But before we enter that, let me show you this woman's behavior, and how the Black women especially supported her. Here we go. All right. So here's the story, right? Um, so they said this woman was hit with brick. I'll give you the backstory. And this guy you see here, I think he was just out here, trolling her. But either way, I'm gonna break this down. Here we go.
Yes, she did get hit by a brick. Yes, I saw it. Yes, I was standing by it doing nothing. And if that shit happened again in the same circumstances, I will watch. Because she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. She was taunting the guy. She was calling him all type of names. She was degrading him to a point where he resulted in picking up a brick and hitting him. I don't condone that type of behavior, but once again, she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. I literally, I remember a while back, she's posting videos going around in public, literally smacking old white people in the face. For what? And now you get hit by a brick, and now you want to cry wolf? I don't care. You want in trouble, you got trouble. That's why I'll still buy and watch. So don't.
Guys, get the likes up. Get the likes up. So you can see this Steve Okul looking guy here. Literally, I think he not thinking. Now we know he was just trolling. So this is what the black women are now beginning to get, because there are lots of men, especially black men, who they say don't protect them. Those are the ones they disrespect the most. So many black men are now catching on. They've caught on. They are beginning. You see now, black men online, they are calling out the lies, because somehow, the black women publicly, they can come out here, turn on the black men, drag them through the mud, sending them to prison. But that is not racist. But one black man gets shot, they are used as the weapons to go out here to match. I knew the brick story did not match, because say one thing about the blacks choice of weapon is usually not a brick. I can tell you that much. Yes, they will not use their favorite choice of weapon on her based on the story. I get that. But if something was to go down, I don't think you would. Black's choice of weapon is usually not a brick. But here we go.
Oh man, that whole situation got me upset.
A Somali woman by the name of Ro came to social media this weekend to show viewers her face after being struck in the face with a brick outside of a party.
So, you see what she looked like? She's tagged her entire body for, now she belongs to the streets of America. She's not, the Somalis are probably not going to claim her. So she's now become full-blown black. You see that? And she's got the good hair. So the blacks are going to accept her, because they call her type of hair good hair. I'm not the one saying it. I know some of you are going to pretend, but that's why they accepted her. But here we go.
Random man asked for her number, and after she declined, he threatened to hit her and attacked her with a brick. According to Rose's videos, there were men outside when this attack took place, all of which who stood by watching and did nothing to de-escalate the situation or provide aid or empathy afterwards.
Yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock, and it hit me in my face, and I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch.
So did you guys see what she did there? This video, her behavior made me think, does Somalia have a racism discrimination problem? So you see who did she set up? Exactly, the Jerer. Do you guys see that? Those are not Somalis. Those are West African looking men. So you West Africans, you better be careful talking about all that blackity black stuff. In some of these places, some of these countries, you are the racism discrimination. So it's easy to lie on you with no remorse. I hope you know that. You see in the background, you see the groups you walked up to, and some of you young Africans, I see you walking around airheaded. Some of you are so out of it. I don't know what is going on. You Africans need to be talking to your children. Some of your kids are out here, just getting set up. They are just walking around like retards. You need to put your kids on game. Like what is going on? You just stand there and then the things you've been taught in your countries in Africa? Why are you just letting your kids loose like that and not giving them sense to let them know when they see this type of Jezebel, not even talk to her? So they said, oh, she got beat up and with a brick and they didn't help her. How can they help you? So she's walking around like Juju said, she's walking around looking stupid. Why should you participate in that? So you got to be very careful out there. You are being set up. But here we go.
What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man. Do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face?
Since this woman came out to say that she was attacked, males on social media have been running a complete muck. This clout-chasing loser came out to say that he was there and stood there. He was amongst the men that stood there and watched, y'all. And given the opportunity to do it again, he will stand there and watch again. How sinister and devilish do you have to be to sit there and say, I would watch an attempted murder again? He brought up old videos, old skits that he had not seen at the time, mind you, to justify why she deserved to get hit with a brick. And I completely agree with the person who commented below. I don't care what she did this week, last week, or last year. No one deserves to be hit with a brick in the face. I'm sure most of you have seen these skits of her slapping white men. As you can tell, this was not the same night as the...
So notice this woman that is giving the commentary. She's totally like, all compassion for this Somali devil woman here, but the guy trolling her, that guy is a devil, all kinds of names. So that means these black women are always fishing to look for excuse to drive you down the mud. So she's saying, oh yeah, forget what she did in the past. This woman goes around, slapping white men. So if you see her behavior, you see her somewhere, and she's claiming that she got hit with a brick. Why would anyone be surprised? How do I know? If I've seen her video, how do I know she didn't go slap the wrong person and she got brick to her face? But you see, no accountability. No accountability. Yeah, you want to act any kind of way in the streets and expect people who are not part of it, people who conduct themselves with respect, to jump in on the things that you've caused for yourself. But here we go. You guys see her, right? So she's no angel. She's no angel.
Night that she was hit with a brick, and these men were willing participants.
She's out twerking,
of her pro-black woman skits. Her slapping these men was her way of showing her slapping and fighting white supremacy. This skit in particular, you can see the man smiling. He knew the slap was coming. She even said thank you, and they laughed about it after.
She's a pro-black, you heard. So this is her pro-black skit. This is her way of showing she's fighting white supremacy, going around slapping random white men.
Words.
Thinking of a master plan. This ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands.
Thank
so
you.
I take it to my pocket.
She said, I'm slapping you because I'm a black woman and you're a white man and I have less privilege than you. And then he said, but we're all God's children. And every time this skit is posted by a male, I can actually tell it's posted by a male because the caption will always be, there's two sides to every story. I knew she wasn't telling the whole story. Y'all saw this? Every new video.
So again, you see the talking point here. So this woman, for example, okay, you as a man, you know that it is highly dangerous for you to walk up to strangers and slap them. You could lose your life. You know this. Men have that common sense. Like, for example, if I'm walking down the street, you come up to me and you slap me, what type of reaction do you really expect? What do you think is going to happen? No, really, seriously. You could be 5 years old. If you're able to reach my my cheek and you put a slap in it, what do you think will happen? You have to take that into account. But to the black woman, the one giving the commentary, she is telling you exactly what they wish they could do to get away with. They want to be able to slap white men or any man, because according to them, they're like, oh, because you have more privilege. So if you create a perceived privilege, that means you should be able to slap me. So if I have more privilege, what should I do with my privilege card to you? But no. The privilege is one way. They get to decide for you to say, oh, because you're white, you got privilege. So she's telling you the mindset of the toxic black woman. They want to be able to get away with hitting people.
There's a new narrative. People have said she's an immigrant and the immigrants are fighting the immigrants. The immigrants are trying to, divide us and spread this agenda because they're not Black American. They're immigrants, right? So y'all went the xenophobic route. Then they said, is she even a man? Why is her voice so deep? Is she trans? I saw her calling women cisgender women. Oh, she doesn't like Black women because she calls y'all cisgender women. So because she's pro-trans, now she's trans. Okay, the transphobic route. Then it was, isn't she Muslim? How is she a lesbian? Oh, she's a feminist. Yeah.
So for example, this woman, in a controlled and better society, she would be considered a terrible host. No, not a host. She would be a terrible guest, because she came to this country, the white people's country. They brought her in. So she's joined the side that is destroying the society that was, the same power that helped that society to be able to bring people like her in. She is joined the side that is destroying the infrastructure and fabric of this country, her as a person. So you heard it. She's not doing anything productive. She's on the other side. She's pushing LGBT culture on the people. She's using equality language. She is going around abusing white people, making them uncomfortable in their own country. But she called that being pro-Black. So this is why now you guys understand why whenever I ask these quote-unquote pro-Blacks, when they say they're pan-Africans, we want to unite with Africa. I said, what are we going to be united based off of? So this woman, she's a Somali, but now she's Black. She's united with the Blacks. What is she united with the Blacks on? Exactly, the pro-Blackness. So the pro-Blacks are scammers too. You see, Juju just said it. Frauds. Have you noticed that they are quick to put up GoFundMe? They are always panhandling. So I can see why Dr. Umar supports her. These are the buzz words. So can you blame her? The Blacks have taught her and she is perfected the game.
Yeah, she hate men. This is why she got hit with the brick. Yep. Then it was, matter of fact, she was being aggressive. She was out there screaming at them. She was being aggressive. That's probably why she got hit with the brick. Also, it was her fault that he hit her with the brick because she didn't want to give her number. It's her fault because she got a fat ass and she liked to do skits and twerk. It's her fault because she has a deep, raspy voice. She must be a man pretending to be a woman. It's her fault because she's an immigrant and immigrants are not good people. And since when did you?
So those of you that don't understand the logic of the typical Black woman, you are hearing it. So to them, this is everything, as long as she's Black woman, because they think they're the victims, they're educated, quote unquote. So they're gonna come out and think that, they are defending, they're not defending this woman as a person by herself, they are defending the behavior, because they are seeing, okay, wait a minute. Okay, this woman comes out, she makes this video, and now even though they are finding out it's fraudulent, they're not going to correct it. But what scared people like her is the response of the black men. Because in the past, so many simps would come out with no pushback, but now black men are making a mockery of it, pushing back. So all the ratchet women that behave this way, that is sending a chilling warning to them to say this is the new norm now. We as black men, we will take you, for your word. You say you are strong, we would let you defend yourself. You're ratchet. You're creating hoaxes. You're lying on people. You're lying on us. So they are letting her, pull herself by her bootstrap. So all ratchets would defend her. They would go against black men because black men are no longer buying into the narrative of black women are not protected. Black men are like, we don't know you. We don't care. Let me read this. Zongo, thank you for the super chat. Zongo said, Afridamus, is the American dream really worth it for immigrants if their kids will end up adopting a ratchet behavior of lower class Americans? Zongo, good question. No, it doesn't. At that point, it definitely deceive. I mean, yeah, that's something to think about, to be honest. Because if you're gonna move to America for you and your kids to have better life, but if this is what better life is to you as an immigrant, I guess you could do that. But many immigrants, when their kids become this, it's a big disappointment. So it's not worth it, Zongo. The American dream, quote unquote, is not worth it to move to this country for your kids to end up this way.
You niggers give a damn about a white man getting a little slappy slap in the middle of the street. Since when did that become your problem? Oh, because to use it against a black... Okay. Y'all, the victim blaming has hit the Olympics with this one. I mean, they've touched on every single ism, phobia, this, that, and the other. And honestly, it's scary. They are literally using the same talking points as white supremacists, white racist males, racist cops, right? It's the same...
Oh, here we go. They went back to the white supremacist cops, blah, blah. So if black women have to come out here, because you're seeing black men apparently can defend themselves. You've heard them. They say black men don't have no power. White supremacy dominates them. You've heard a lot of the toxic feminists say this. So if black men are doing the white police talking point there with the white supremacists, everyone is against you, poor little black queens. Then how are you thriving in America? How? It doesn't make sense. So it's a make-believe thing. Make-believe. Here we go.
Talking points. Oh, go back to Africa. Y'all forgot that once upon a time, yeah, they were telling African Americans, go back to Africa. Then it was, she was aggressive. Don't they say that about black men before they shoot them dead in the street for absolutely no reason? He was aggressive.
No, they don't say that. So she's trying to evoke emotions, coming up with all kinds of things. Where did we see a video where they're saying, oh, he's aggressive before they shot the man? This is not factual. Okay? So we are seeing this woman's behavior. We're seeing the videos, and we've seen many, many videos of you black women. Not all, but most of you. We've seen you in Walmarts. We've seen you out there. The way you behave is very aggressive. It's very aggressive. If people are not revealing this to you, they don't love you. We are here to tell you, most of you, the way you act, you want to jump on that feminist bandwagon. You're very toxic. Look at these sweet, usually Somali women. Do you know how sweet the Somali women are? Look at what they've turned her into. A complete monster. So this is the feminist agenda. So keep sending your kids to these schools. They're going to continue coming out as machines. But here we go.
He was resisting arrest. Don't they dig up old photos and old videos? Look, he was gang affiliated. Look, he was drinking alcohol. Look, this is how he presented himself online and socially. This is why he was shot and killed dead. Y'all are literally reiterating white supremacy against this woman who did nothing but decline a phone number and got hit in the head with a brick.
You see this? They want us to believe. These women really want this to be true so bad. They want you to believe that they jumped on it without investigating. They want this to be so true that there's black men running around here in America breaking women who are rejecting them, refusing to give them phone numbers. They want you, me, and the general public to believe this. You see? So here we go.
And these males are saying, well, she fucked around and found out. Now, what if somebody said that to you, brother? I think ever since black women decided as a collective to stop mewling for black men, I think they forgot who are actually out there on the front lines each and every time. Black women and black girls on the front lines, protesting, picketing, fighting the power. I think they forgot. It's real interesting how the energy shifted from Montgomery brawl to a black woman getting hit in the face with a brick, and everyone coming out to make excuses as to why she deserved it. And that's exactly why I did not do a video on the Montgomery.
Exactly. DiCapriono, you are 100% correct. You've nailed it. She is protecting Karen's supremacy. Most people don't pick up on that. Instead of the Karen supremacists to go out there and do this behavior, they send people like her. So she's an infiltration. So through her skin color, so now you see how the devilish black woman is, their numbers grow, because now they've become international. Back in the days, it was just the FBA. The FBA, they didn't have much, like most of them were not as ratchet. But it seems like the ratchet city, every year it increased because the ratchet gang have become international. It is no longer to say they're from Atlanta, Memphis, Baltimore, that's why I don't deal with these people out here anymore. I no longer recognize the type of ratchet city. It's become international. How do you deal with a Somali ratchet like that? How? Do you need a special handbook? How do you navigate around that? And then next week, you are out there, some ratchet is going at it. You're like, oh, another FBA is going at it. Then you find out, no. She is, in fact, she is from, Eritrea. You're like, what? Eritrea? And then you see another one misbehaving. You're like, what is going on? Oh, she is from Senegal. You guys get the drift, right? So, oh, you're like, what? Oh, you hear some people, some feminists coming out talking about, oh, racism, white supremacy, girl power, and you dig. You don't even have to dig far. You're like, what's going on? She from Nigeria? Girl, are you from Nigeria? No, I'm from Athens. Athens, Georgia? No, Athens, Greece. We are black Greeks. Lagos? No, I never heard of Lagos. So you see, the moment when they say Lagos, that tells you they have gone too far. Like, because any Nigerian that call it Lagos truly believe they are black Greeks. They have turned their back on that country. So this is what's become the black culture. Talking about Lagos. What the hell? What kind of Nigerian calls Lagos Lagos?
Brawl. I actually did enjoy the video, but I'm used to seeing black men jump through hoops to protect other black men. Show me the video where black men are jumping through hoops to protect black women. And not just women that are their preferences or women that they're attracted to or women that they know personally. I'm saying you see a black woman in danger, in need, knowing no one is there to help her. You're there, you help. And going back to that loser that said he would stand there and watch someone attempt to kill a black woman. It's crazy to me because it's like you couldn't even call 911 to make sure that she got aid afterwards. Like, okay, you too pussy to fight another man, but you couldn't even call 911.
Look, the black man's excuse. This is the thing. Now she wanted the black man to call 911. Did you guys remember they were talking about how a black man calls the cops and the cops came and shot the black man? Is she asking black men to call for their own deletion? Look, don't fall for it. Okay? Do not fall for it. And if you're going to call the cops, make sure you do it in from your car and just say, look, I'm seeing it from a distance. They like to say, oh, can you stay there? Say, no, I got to go feed my daughter. Okay? Just say something like that. You know, you don't need to sit around and wait for that. You don't know what kind of mistake they're going to come up with, you know, talking, and it's dark too, and you're black. You know, they can shoot you and say, oh, they were fearful for their life. Oh, he got a black hoodie on. He was blending in the darkness. You think this black woman would come out here and put money in your GoFundMe? They will not. So this man, yes, I get it. He is trolling this black woman, but this is the common sense advice I will give to you. All right? Do not stay there calling the cops and stuff like that. This is none of your business. Here we go.
And just to make sure this woman didn't get a concussion, pass out, bleed to die, nothing. If the same energy that these men put into trying to find why she deserved getting hit with a brick, if that same energy was put in that moment, she would have never got hit with a brick. If the same energy was put in after that moment, we would have found the brick beating bandit who hit this woman with a brick by now.
Are you guys seeing the clip? She's slapping a white man. Don't you think that is grounds for breaking her? But here's the thing. White people need to stop. I don't know what they are taking this, you know, freedom thing way too far. I mean, why can't she? Nobody's slapping her around. Imagine if that white man slapped her. They would call it racism. These people are toxic people.
She is directed in the wrong direction, and it's all a part of what? White Zaddy's plan. And y'all out here trying to defend White Zaddy from a little slap? You know we're at a bad place in society when women are now giving other women advice that if a nigga wants your number, just give him your number. Because if you want to see tomorrow, chances are just give him the number. You can't even give fake numbers no more. Remember the girl that got shot for doing that? You can't even give the fake number no more. Give the real number. Let him call you because you know his crusty, thirsty ass gonna call you. And then block his ass when you're done. That's where we're at.
So they want this to be true. Yeah, that's, you see, very unfriendly woman. They want to believe this, but it's not real. So this woman today in this other video, she's looking more like a natural born woman. But sure, with her voice and the way she's acting, are men wrong or too far-fetched to say she could be, you know, put a question mark woman? No, because we are seeing transformers out here. We've been seeing them. Didn't we just see a transformer become, you know, the world's most beautiful woman? They said they could not find a natural born beautiful woman. They had to, you know, create a man, turn it into a woman so they can represent her as the beauty. So why are men wrong for thinking there's a possibility she is one of those? Nobody's wrong for that because it is happening. And also, you guys say it's normal, so you shouldn't be offended by that.
Women are telling other women, carry guns or just give the number. Like, it's really scary out here. And you would think her coming to social media, people who were not even there would have some type of sympathy for her. No, they went running to find why she deserved, y'all. They believe she deserved to get hit with that brick. This woman could have died. And those men that stood there did absolutely nothing. And let me say this. Yes, I heard accents like the rest of y'all. Yes, they were Caribbean men. And I don't think Caribbean men, African men, Afro-Latino.
Here we go. She don't know where these people come from. Caribbeans, the only one that have accent. So you see, people, they are blaming it, you know, they are making it international. So they are blaming this on African men. She didn't walk up to Somali men and do this. She picked you, the Gerard. Do you guys see her internalized racism? These people who believe in this feminist thing, they've been trained to be racist. So to her, hey, who is the easiest target? So if you notice her behavior, she hates men. Because her videos, who does she slap? White men. When she created the hoax to lie, who did she blame it on? Black men. So you black man that is out there, or you that is watching me or coming to watch me, if you're one of those Negroes that like to put on their Superman cape on because you see someone like her, you know, the way she's shaped, you're like, oh, maybe, you know, she can give me her number. Let me jump in. You know, you're gonna lose your life. Don't do it. She's a feminist, but now all of a sudden she's asking this man to be men. But these are same people who would say, you don't even need to open the door for me. Guys, please hit the like. Hit the like and the super chat. If you can't hit the super chat, hit the like.
Latino men, none of them are exempt when I speak on black men. I don't just mean this type of black, that type of black. I don't separate black. When I say black, I'm talking about all of us melanated, African-rooted people. Because the truth is, black women across the diaspora have the highest rates of interracial violence. It is what it is. It doesn't matter where we are. We have the highest rates of violence against us. Now, unfortunately,
here we go. Now there's violence against them. Guys, this lady is wild. Okay, I'm telling you, I have seen her type in this city too. I mean, stay away from these women. I'm telling you, especially these Horner women. You see them wild like this, you will get yourself deleted. Stay away from them.
Unfortunately, TikTok banned this woman's account due to a high volume of bullying. She was being bullied left and right. But I wanted to show y'all this video.
Why do y'all have an obsession with giving credit to other races for what black women naturally possess innately on their own? Okay, I'm so tired of people telling me this. You got Indian here. It's coming out of my
guys. Does it? No, seriously, people. That voice. But you see, identity crisis. How many Somalis have you heard say they are not black? She clearly can see like the blacks are from West and Central Africa originally. They know this. Blacks, straight black, no mixture. Most of the time, us the blacks, we wouldn't have, you know, her type of hair. So she could be, you know, she's definitely mixed. The blacks can see it. I even said they accepted her because her hair. And believe it or not, I haven't even heard this part because I haven't watched the video. I wanted to break it down together with you folks here. So obviously there's identity crisis going on. So she is doing the, you know, what light-skinned people do, mixed race people who want to, you know, who want to prove to the blacks that I'm down. So that's who she is. She's not black, she's Somali. Why can't she just claim being Somali? So she's faking it.
My black scalp. So it's black hair. How can I have Indian hair when I am black? First of all, civilization started in East Africa, where I am from. And I'm pretty sure I was here before Indians and South Asians in general. So I am their mother. Those are my daughters, okay? All them bitches is my son. If I go be with a South Asian man, we're going to have black babies. If my brother goes to be a South Asian girl, they're going to have black babies. Because we're the dominant gene.
Not true. If you go with South Asian, that baby is gonna look Indian. She looked like those black dark-skinned Indians. So this woman is mimicking, you know, blacks to pretend to be black. She's definitely not from Congo. She's not from Nigeria. She's not from the West Coast or anywhere close. So Some blacks were suspicious. They're like, how come your hair look different from us? Are you Indian? See, the blacks know. Especially when it comes to hair. Blacks are the hair experts. They start, I guess they probably was see her getting all hardcore. Some black was like, hey, wait a minute. Are you Indian? Are you like, what are you? Why does your hair look different? You see? Oh, here we go. Zongo says she's black, East African, not mixed Afridamas. Zongo, what do you know? You don't know what the hell you're talking about, Zongo. Zongo, when it comes to hair, the blacks here in America are the hair experts. That's the reason why the blacks question her hair to tie it to, because the blacks are asking, you know why? Because they're like, you ain't really black. Which they know you from Africa, but they know she different from them and them other Negroes down the street from Nigeria. They know this. So you don't know it. Maybe you are just capping, but please never wear that your cape for these black queens on the streets, Zongo. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I cannot have Indian hair. Indian women have black women hair because they are recessive of black women. Okay? So stop telling every black woman with soft texture hair that she has Indian hair. Black people possess every texture of hair. We have every texture of hair from 1A all the way to 4C. Okay?
All right. So guys, you see her. I gave you, synopsis of who she is. She's pro-black. When this came out, created confusion in the black YouTube streets. Willie D, I told you guys, another simp that came out, and he said black men should be taken out because of this woman. So Dr. Umar said the same thing. Some videos surfaced from years ago. Dr. Umar have this strong energy. He said that some people have to be taken out. So some of your kids have to be taken out for this community to work. And he means black boys, black men. So if Dr. Umar is suggesting this, but now he said he's going to open up a school for boys, is he trying to set them up so he can, off them? Like, what's going on? But he did say they need to be offed. So this same person would come out and say they are defending blacks against white supremacy. But because of this fake Somali queen, now he wants black men deleted. He said this years ago. Willie D also said black men need to be deleted because black men are not coming out here defending these women. These guys are sitting in their homes. They are giving these speeches, but they are not out here to put in the work so that young black men can emulate it and see them put in work for the police. But it's so convenient. They encourage young black men, impressionable black men, for them to attack police. But they will not attack police. They would say, you should jump in and simp for some strange black woman just because she's black. You should jump in. And I've warned you guys, when you see two people fight or some, chick getting hit with a brick, go in your car and call the cops. Okay? What are the chances of seeing a woman getting hit with a brick, really? What are we, living in Afghanistan? And I bet it doesn't even happen there. Like, what's going on here? Let me read this, and I'll play Dr. Umar. Zongo, let me see. Zongo, what did Zongo say? Zongo, let's see. All right, Zongo said, I have lived with a jet black skinned Somali man with that kind of hair in Cyprus. Speaking, Zongo, if he's that jet black, I have seen Indians darker than her, but they're still Indian. The people on that Sentinel Island, they are not They are darker than us, but they are not the same people as us from Africa. You can see it. You see those Indians clearly. I can see, like, yes, their skin is black, but they are not my kind of black. We're not the same, from the same roots. Okay, I can see that. Okay, anyways, let me play what Dr. Umar said. I want you guys to hear it for yourself. He wants black men deleted. Dr. Umar have so much energy against black men. So this is a simp. Here we go.
But I just heard that a sister got hit with a brick for denying the romantic advances of her brother. Is that true? Can somebody confirm this story? In the United States, my American Africans, did I hear that correctly? That a sister got hit with a brick by a brother? This is insane. No man worthy of the title man.
So you notice these people that claim they are fighting white supremacy, their real true hate is for people of their own kind. So that woman claims she's fighting white supremacy, but she didn't blame the hoax she made, the lie. She didn't blame it on the white people. She blamed it on black men. So Dr. Umar, if he was intelligent, like here at the Afridamus report, he would have waited and let this story continue to unfold, because I knew that it would turn out to be a lie. Once I checked the story, I see the woman, I was like, something that doesn't look right, but I was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. I said, well, we'll see what happened, because honestly, like, I mean, I'm not gonna say like I condemned her completely. No, because there's possibility it could happen. There's possibility. But as the days go by, the truth start coming out. So Dr. Umar is saying he's gonna use some harsh words in a story that never happened.
No man worthy of the title man should ever put his hands on an African queen. You have no business touching our sisters. Now, brothers, I've said this before. We're going to have to ski mask up and start protecting our women. We're going to have to ski mask up and start protecting our women. A brother put his hands on a sister, there should be an army of brothers to put him in his place. We have to. We have to. Every time a black woman is assaulted, black men as a brotherhood.
So Dr. Umar wants black men to put on ski mask and go take care of anytime a black woman is quote unquote hit, they put on a ski mask. So Dr. Umar wants you to put on a ski mask. But what about all the young black men who are getting deleted? So their lives don't matter, right? So Dr. Umar is a super simp. He should be the head of the, ski mask brigade. Why doesn't he should be leading this movement, right? But no, they're gonna sit here and suggest that black men, in fact, delete other black men based off of lies. They want you to take the laws into your own hands over some strange woman. They say, our community, she's a Somali, you're not from the same community. Do you see? So blacks, stop fooling yourself. It's not about skin color. I have been saying it, and people want to be all upset at me. Afrikaans, how dare you say it? I'm gonna keep repeating it. He is bringing shame to the blacks. This community you're saying, unless you're saying the ratchet community, maybe this is code word. If you come to America at some point, once you become super ratchet, then you become part of this community. Maybe they just don't call it that. Because first Sukihana, now this Dr. Umar seemed to support ratchet women. And at some point, he wants to go and hook up with them. We've seen it on the internet. Somehow he puts it on the internet. So he is lying to us. I don't know which community he's talking about. She's a Somali. Somalis are not the same community as the blacks. It's not the same. But here we go.
Are dishonored. Every time a black woman is assaulted, black men as a brotherhood are dishonored. Our women are off limits for domestic abuse of any kind, violence of any kind, police violence, romantic violence, domestic.
Here we go. So he's now police. You want people to go and attack police. Those of you that are listening thinking Dr. Umar is Superman, do not listen to this. This is a terrible advice. Let him do it first. Let him do it first. Raja said, I see that Raja, you are so triggered by what I said about the hair. Let me read this. Raja said, so many blacks around the world can have her hair texture. Afro-Cubans, Raja, why don't you go look up how they became Afro-Cubans? Their ancestors came from, you guessed, around Congo and West Africa. Afro-Brazilians, their ancestors came from, you guessed it, West Africa and Congo. Afro-Panamanians, the same thing. The list goes on. Yes, those people have West African and Central African DNA. She is still not the same group as an Afro-Cuban. Afro-Cuban, the moment you say Afro, it means they are West African or Central African. There's a difference between Somali and a West African.
Violence, street violence. We need to send a message to the world. We need to send a message to the world that the abuse of black women is off limits. We need to do this. We need to do this because it's out of control. Our daughters are watching their mothers get beat by black men. That's not a good example. If we're concerned about our daughters being drafted into the lesbian army, the feminist army, the transgender army, if you're concerned about that, we have to do something about violence against black women. I don't know where it happened. I don't know when it happened. I don't know who the sister was. I don't know who the brother is, but justice needs to be served and not from the white power structure. We have to stop looking for justice from the white power structure.
So guys, did you hear what Dr. Umar said? I dropped the link. Guys, hit the link. Are you with Dr. Umar? Will you go out there, put your life on the line to defend a random ratchet woman like the brick lady? Would you do that? Like Mrs. said, I'll call the police. I leave snitching on Pookies. That's right. Just do it from afar. Don't wait for the cops to be there. So Dr. Umar is saying that black men have to put on ski masks and go and protect the black mothers. He talked about the lesbian brigade. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest. Dr. Umar, this woman is according to what we heard, she's lesbian. Dr. Umar said those are toxic, right? If he loves that type of community, he should go ahead and promote that. on his own time. But you should not listen to his words and think you can get away with what he is suggesting here. Do not, do not risk your life for a ratchet 3 or 4. Because, look at this woman. She goes around slapping random white men. What does that tell you? She's reckless. She lacks social awareness. But unless you are somebody who promotes that type of lifestyle, you think it's completely fine, completely normal for a woman to behave this way. Just like, look, if you tell a dude, for example, you come up to dude, you say you're like, oh, this is how you behave, or you're slapping people around. I'm just giving you an example. The only thing guys would be surprised by is you got to leave to tell this story. But every guy is expecting something is supposed to happen to you. We are all aware of this. So you conduct yourself, you don't misbehave, you respect people, you treat people the way you want to be treated. But this woman clearly have no respect for herself or anyone else. So Dr. Umar wants you to put on a ski mask and go delete another black man. He didn't have the same energy like that for the police. When we all watched George Floyd video, he didn't come out and instruct black men to put on ski mask and pull up on the cops. You see? So all this reckless talk is against black men. You notice, the evil that most of these guys are thinking, the way this is how they think. Just listen to them, the way they talk about the very group they say they are defending. He is deceiving black men. But here we go.
We have to deliver our own justice. We have to deliver our own justice. We have to deliver our own justice. I was going to say that we are still looking for those secretaries in the states.
All right. So guys, you heard Dr. Umar over there. He's looking for the secretaries. Somali against pan-Africanism said, her husband to be is Nigerian. West African men are simping for older brother. Oh my God. I'm not surprised. Nigerian. Why is every time we're navigating through this, we end up with a Nigerian, being a part of, marrying one of these? Well, I guess downtown Mogadishu is about to be partly downtown Lagos. Nigerians are coming. Zongo, thank you for the super chat. He said, is Dr. Ifa Tunde calling on black men to foolishly simp for black women, regardless of their unruly and impudent behavior? He must be in cuckoo land. Well, I'm telling you, Zongo, that is exactly what Dr. Umar is suggesting. Yes, he wants you to blindly defend, put your life on the line for some random woman. Just the only reason you're doing it is because she is black. It's not because she needs to be defended. In fact, it's weird. The people she walked up to, they never saw this happen. How can they defend against something that never happened? Why do these women feel the fear that, oh, we need protection? You want to stay single. You want to be girl power. So the men you hate, you want them to come to your rescue. No. That's not how it works. You are an independent woman. You're a grown-ass woman, educated. You got your job. hold your own nuts. That's right. Because the way most of these women act these days, you would swear they have some nuts down there. It's like they have penis envy. They have penis envy. They want to be men so bad. Rashmoy said, there is no cap for FBA women. For FBA women can throw it down when it comes to food and other stuff which are rated R and can't say on this show. Oh, thank you, Rasmois, for the comment here. He said, please, Afrodamus, brother Afrodamus, review the interview of Rachel, who was friends with Rhoda. She exposed her. Go to, oh, okay. Oh, can you send it to me? Like in the, maybe in the comment section. I'll actually look it up. I want it. Yeah, that should be a good one. Dr. DiCapriano said, Omar is overcompensating for lack of interest in his Professor X-style school for Wakandans that he has been building since the first Black Panther film. Come on, DiCapriano, go and donate to Dr. Umar's school, man. He needs your help.
For the various initiatives that Team Pan-African is going to be embarking on. In fact, we can use them from queens around the diaspora as well, but we got to get organized. There are far more young people ready for revolution than ever before. Political revolution, economic revolution. It's time to organize. It's time to energize, and it's time to mobilize. I don't care if she was talking bad about Black men. That's wrong. But
do you guys hear this? This is what a real simp is. Oh, I don't care if she was talking bad about Black men. This is how you know a man who lacks principle, no moral standard. So if someone, a woman, can just come and disparage you and disrespect you, maybe that's how you were raised. You know, people can just disrespect you, and then you come like a little slave and say, oh, here I come, I'm gonna defend. This is the thing. Stop being a simp. See, I don't mind, like, I speak truth to the women because these women, I have no interest in sleeping with them. But a simp cannot speak truth to the women. They count on it because these guys are hoping to engage in fornication with them. Not over here. So he doesn't care. So here we go. Let's let him continue.
The response should not be abuse. And I'm trying to understand how Black men are so quick to put your hands on a sister for disrespecting you. I'm trying to understand how Black men are so quick to put your hands on a sister for disrespecting you.
I was one of the guys who was there that did not help her when she was getting hit with a brick, right? I feel like people need to know the whole story before they start commenting and say things they don't understand or they don't know. You guys don't even remember who you guys are trying to defend, who you guys are trying to speak up for. This is the same woman that was going around smacking white people in the streets. She's not innocent. She was actually taunting the guy to hit her. Why would I go defend somebody that's actually looking for trouble? This woman, she is literally a troublemaker. Everybody that knows her in our community knows she's a troublemaker. I'm not going to risk my life over somebody that's actually out there looking for trouble.
All right. You guys hear that? Zongo, welcome to the Afrodamus Report. Zongo, are you there?
Yeah. Hello? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, greetings to you, Afrodamas.
Greetings, greetings. I hope you're wearing your Wakandan, super Black woman cape.
I guess I'm the only panelist on the.
Oh no, it's all right. We can have conversation.
And greetings to the chat, by the way.
Yeah. So Zongo, will you risk your life to protect a strange, ratchet Black woman?
No way, no freaking way.
So from the stories, how it's unfolding, this woman, right? For example, obviously, we are now learning that it's a hoax. So somebody like Dr. Umar, is he just a simp that is trying to get with this black woman, or he is really for black men, black unity, trying to create black, like this Blackistan country?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Dr. Umar is a simp, I think he has his own agenda, right? He knows most of his
You said
audience.
he's not a simp. How much
Yeah,
do you know about Dr. Umar?
because you have to understand it from a different way. Because he's a public figure, right? And most of his audience are black women, right? So he's just catering towards.
Simping to them?
I mean, not in terms of love, but in terms of making money, right? So I mean, just like if you're a business owner,
No.
if you own a
Zongo.
business, you can never be at
Zongo.
fault, right?
Zongo. Go and follow and read dig deep about Dr. Umar with these black queens, okay? And come back to me.
No, he's married. I mean, he got a he married like he has more than two wives or something like that. I followed him, right? But
Zongo.
I'm just saying like he's not doing it primarily just for because he like for love, because he has benefit from that.
Of course.
That's the point I'm trying to say. Because the general understanding is a simp is he does everything for a lady, regardless if he's not gonna get anything from it. Dr. Umar is getting something. Because at the end of the all his talk is like donate to my school. That was the main goal.
Did
The
no
main
no no
goal. The
Zongo.
main goal was his
Zongo.
final action. Donate to my school. He wants the donation, so he has to cater towards what he want to hear. I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
Do you understand? He's suggesting that they put on ski mask, and take black men up, drop them from the hill.
I think if you ask me personally, I would say, I mean, would I say he's naive or he's stupid enough to think that a lot of the black males are foolish?
He's not naive.
Then he's stupid enough to think he's foolish enough to think that a lot of them are naive to just listen to what he says.
Well, he's
I mean,
convinced many in the past.
putting on ski mags
Yeah,
to commit crimes at the expense of what?
to protect the black queen.
Sukihana? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah.
That's
He
crazy.
went. You saw the video. He went. You know, um, he went to go meet Sukihana. The guy can talk a good talk, but he is leading you to your demise.
Yeah, yeah. Afridamas, come on, man. You and I know, we know, like the backbone of every community or society starts from the nuclear family. I mean, we both came from Africa. The family units is where it starts from. I mean,
Yeah, so
what?
that's what I'm saying. So what Dr. Umar is preaching, if this is, I don't like, in Ghana, you have like some neighbor who, this is the type of women he wants to defend, calling community. The community you live in, would they not see him as a foolish man?
I mean, it's a foolish. 'Cause
Yeah, so let's just call it what it is.
no, he's a foolish man. Actually,
Yeah,
I'm saying like to the man, he's a foolish man, but
yeah.
he's not catering towards us. He's
No,
pandering towards the
no,
women, his audience.
the question is not, that's what you call a simp. Simp meaning is the one, because their benefits is from the women. So he is putting black men, because the same thing he's preaching opposite, because now the black man is going to be the one taking out the black man, because the black man is apparently the criminal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, Afridamus, I agree with you. Like, I mean, in face value, the way he's speaking, I mean, a lot of men would consider that to be simp, right? But I'm looking at it from his Dr. Umar's perspective. He's getting
No,
something
no,
from it.
no. It's not about his perspective.
Yeah. I mean, from the audience,
We're
some of the men,
talking about the results.
yeah,
It's like, you can't hide it. Like, he came out, for example, if he says he's a pro-black, he's about blackness.
hmm
He said, white people, everybody's against blacks. Don't you think if he's smart, why would he come out and even suggest that black men should be? He's not saying possibly the people that did this. He's saying, black men hit, black women. He's generalizing it.
yeah. Dr. Omar is he's a professional hustler. I don't see him as a as a leader, just like Marcus Garvey. I
Have
don't
you
view
ever
him as.
met Marcus Garvey?
I mean, based off his writings, right?
Oh,
I've read his writings before, like a message to the message. I've read his book, The Message, before. You know, so I'm just speaking primarily based on like the book that I've
Dr.
read.
Umar speaks good, right?
I mean, he speak, but a lot because in the past, a lot of what I read. Dr. Garvey were arguing with Dr. Du Bois at intellectually, in terms of like
Yeah,
having
but
a nation state. No, but
Garvey.
after hold on, having a nation state, and they cater towards having economic system that will
But
function in a in a,
wait, wait,
in a,
Zongo,
in a society.
are you comparing Garvey to Dr. Umar? Do you know that Garvey had actual business, thriving, functioning business back in those days here in America?
Yeah, I mean, I
It's
was
not
aware of
even
that.
it's not even the same level.
Yeah, it
Like, it's
wasn't.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
he was trying to do the
nah, no,
same.
you cannot compare. You can't even. He's fraud compared to
Yeah.
Garvey.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Because
Garvey. Yeah, he's nowhere close to Garvey. That's why I was asking. Do you know Garvey?
I read a lot. I read his book even when I was in
Yeah.
Cyprus. I read
So
a
to.
few.
Oh, now I see what's going on.
I read his book when I
Zongo,
was.
you're still recovering from
No. I'm just saying.
from your pro-black teachings from from Dr. Umar, from
No.
Kala.
No. But I didn't read. I mean, see, even Dr. Omar, like even the way he dressed. I mean, come on, man. If you want to be a black leader, you don't even project that kind of image outside. The way he ponders towards like black women when he's selling, come on, man. That's not an upright leader. Leaders don't even act that way,
Right.
And
So Zongo,
he's always. Mhm,
what do you make of the fact that this woman, she's a Somali,
mhm.
and so the question is, what you were asking, like second generation, like you say, people that come to America, if their kids are gonna be like this, is it worth it? Can you expound on that?
Yeah, man. Because I mean, I look at this and I'm like, damn, I don't want my kids to emulate this kind of behavior. And it kind of reach on like, man, I mean, where do I have to like really stay like permanently? Because sometimes a lot of the issues that happen, because I've met Somalis when I was in Cyprus. I mean, a lot of them are really, nice. They have good
Right.
behaviors, and the few number of them that I met over here in America, they they are diametrically opposite to the ones that I met when I was in Cyprus. I mean, a lot of them over here, I mean, not all of them, but a handful of them that I met seem to emulate
The
the
blacks.
yeah, the lower class black culture, and it's quite outstanding to me. Even a Somali guy that I met on campus, he killed two Somalis for trying to be a gangster. Can you believe that, Afridamas? That's
Yeah,
why. I mean, I was like, what? I was shocked. And he's a Somali guy. I mean, and he claims to be a Muslim. He drinks. He does everything. I mean, come
yeah,
on.
because
He's
like,
not even
for
recognized.
example, with her now, they are gonna someone like Tariq would try to push and say, this is the immigrant community, but she's not a Nigerian, she's not Ghanaian, Gambian, like she's not part of those communities. Is her behavior is not even Somali behavior.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Shooting
not.
the blacks, she's black as far as we are concerned.
Yep. A lot of them emulate the ratchet behavior over here. A lot of them, especially if you stay in those the poor communities. One thing that I notice, because a lot of the times I listen to people on YouTube, and when I go outside and I witness some of the behaviors on the
Hmm.
ground, it's really striking. And you see a lot of Africans also doing the same thing. They have the
Right.
same mentality, the gang culture, same,
Hmm.
no difference. I met even one guy from Ghana, from the community where I came from, and he went
Yeah.
to college. He was from New York City. He went to college, and he was speaking about guns, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, man, this
No,
is
but
what."
you can speak like, is he speaking about it in terms of gang terms, or he's just a gun enthusiast?
Afrodamas. When I was in Springfield, Missouri, when the white people in Springfield, when they wanted to introduce me to the American culture, guess what
Yeah.
they introduced me to? We went
What?
to a gun range, so I was exposed to different varieties
Yeah.
of guns.
Yeah, they
I've,
love guns.
yeah, I've had that experience, right? I know
Uh-huh.
how to shoot and something like that, right?
Yeah.
But they just do that for fun. We went to the countryside and we did a lot of shootings. A lot of them have different. But the one that I met, he's speaking about the gang style of
Oh, so
having
he's a, he's
gun.
a, he's a gangbanger.
Yes, something like that. I know the difference, Afrodamus. I can tell the difference.
Okay.
He's not speaking in terms of, he's like, he got to put the guns in the car at any time because you don't know they might come. I'm like, what kind of life are you living?
Yeah.
So
He
I
grew
mean,
he grew up around the blacks.
exactly. That's the point I'm trying to say. So a
Yeah.
lot of them they emulate a culture that is dominant within the society. So
Right.
I think it's reckless for Tariq Nasheed and other like pro FBAs to
But
argue that
they're
most
hustlers.
yeah, you're right. I agree. They
Yeah.
they, they are because sometimes when you watch some of these Tariq Nasheed shows,
Yeah.
he's promoting his like his stuff. I'm like, oh my goodness, these guys are really professional. You know how I know that, Afidamas? Even
Yeah.
when I was on campus, I used to tell one of my Ghanaian guy, hey, even though we came to college, but we are professional hustling college students. We gotta be
Right.
making everything happen, right?
Yeah. You,
So
you,
I can tell a professional hustler if I sees one, and they just disguise themselves as if they want to like save this
of course, they have to come because, again, the reason why they pander to the black woman, because they have taken the, you know they they play both roles. They have this
yeah.
character. One minute they are victim, another minute they are strong and independent. So it's you're literally dealing with it. Like, if you read in the book, that's the good books, both Quran and Bible and other books.
Hmm.
You see they are the devil, like, is the true character, like spirit of the devil. It's
Yeah.
not the person physically, but they have the devil's spirit because it's a spirit. So when you read the book, it literally describes what it describes. That's what you see, because the devil have a forked tongue.
Yeah. And you're right.
They
I agree with
speak
you.
in doubles. You don't know. There's no principle. Like, they make it as they go,
Yes.
and they blame. They can blame everybody except the person they see in the mirror. So that's
Yeah.
why when I say you see like some of these black men, you think you're looking at a man, but it's actually a woman, because they have their mama's spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
They have their because think about it, Zongo. If like, what I like, men. If you're a man, regular man, you've been around men, you grew up with men,
Hmm.
adult male. This is your father, grandpas, uncles. In a male society, men are not this sensitive or touchy, where you just jump, you fight, you want to fight over words. That's not normal.
And even kill over words.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You're right.
So because that's how they were socialized. You see,
Yeah.
so it becomes the norm. So when they display this in public, they
Hmm.
have issues with people because now they are looking at you like you're the one with the problem. Like, how do you not go along with this? We all black. You're like, no, 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 no. I
Yeah.
am not going to be degenerate because just because I'm black. Why can't you behave like how cool, responsible blacks act like? So they only associate your blackness to things that are ratchet. You
Yeah,
see?
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and Chaotic came the last time trying to argue for them,
Oh,
but his argument
but don't
just
you find it funny that Chaotic was arguing like the blacks that say they're Indians because you notice the blacks because the thing is they say they don't they say they're not from Africa at all, right? So Chaotic doesn't claim Nigeria at all, but he
eh,
wants to. But he talks about black Greeks,
yeah, the
the
fraternities on
fraternity. Yeah.
campus.
So that's what I'm saying. In America,
I mean, he's
it's the
right though.
same thing. When you come
He's
for
right
the
though.
what they call black, it's like that's why people say they don't have culture because if you can popularize something as long as your skin color is black, you can make the blacks go along. Now, guess what? It's part
That's
of
the
their
the
culture.
code. I mean, he's right because I mean, even when I was on campus, I mean, there's like really blacks in Missouri that
Yeah.
have established successful companies and have been
No, no, this
donating to
is
the
no,
colleges,
that's
right?
true. That's
And,
true though.
and I've been questioning like why isn't this successful ones not seen in the limelight? I used to question myself like why are they projecting this kind of image? Did I tell you this one time I went to a laundromat when I was on campus? A little white guy thought I was a rapper because I mean it's just
Yeah.
it's just everywhere. So
But
it's just really
back in the
hard.
days, Zongo, I used to kind of play rapper. I would wear two watch blink with my Timberland boots.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
and my durag. You
Oh my
know,
goodness. Oh
that's
my
right.
god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Especially in the white suburbs, I was the
yeah, they're gonna
in
see
this
us.
one neighborhood. I was the only black gangster over there.
You're right. You gotta hustle for that. Yeah. Hey, I mean, you're
Yeah.
definitely right about that. So it's really hard. I mean, hey, man, that is, and I also came to the realization that I mean, Knock Music came and he was like, "Oh, they're the premier." I don't think they really have that cult. I mean, if someone, if someone
No, there
really,
is subcultures in America.
I'm
So
just
if
saying,
you look at in America, the blacks, when you talk to them, when they say culture, the people that come and push this culture, they what do they point to? Their rap music and basketball,
yeah.
and like sports, entertainment, right?
Hmm.
Some that's what. Yes, that's part of a culture, but a culture is more than that because anybody can learn how to play basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the
Eh?
point I'm trying to say is
So,
that like all this culture that they epitomizes, right?
mhm.
It is their backbone is still c- owned by European companies like the
Yes,
Nikes and all those companies, right?
yes,
And there's pretty much someone who's kind of like giving these artists or these entertainers that, oh, wear this one and promote this for me, and I'm going to give you a cut, right?
right,
And everybody just follow the trend. So I don't think they really do have a culture. They just follow trends. Because the
right.
last time I saw even Nas used to have like haircut, all of a sudden he have this twist, and I'm like, this guy, he just followed trend now. He's following
Yes,
trend. So
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Hold on, let me read this. He said, Afrodamus, I thought you were a reggae guy. Yes, I am. But at the time, the white chicks like, they like, gangsters. So in the suburb that you safe there, there's no drive-bys. So I can, dress like, a gangster. It's like, have you seen the movie Malibu's Most Wanted?
who, me? No,
Yeah. Okay. Well,
no.
yeah, I was kind of like that rapper, you know.
yeah, my elder brother might probably know that movie because he's pretty much into the urban and the pop culture thing, right? So he
Yeah,
might probably know that movie.
yeah.
So I mean, it's hey man, Afrodamus man, she knows how to if you study the community, you know how to hustle, and
Mhm.
this is how. See, even when I came to the states, I've been in Chicago, you know that, and that's how the Nigerians they succeed within the black culture because they're trying to emulate them, and
No,
they
it's
rise within
already no. Then it's the same group of people. The blacks are mostly Nigerian. Why? Yeah. Why do you think
No,
they don't get
I'm saying,
along with the black? It's the same people. It's
I'm
just
saying,
they are just the first batch of blacks.
yeah,
First Nigerians, but
I'm
it's the same
saying,
people.
even in some of the dangerous communities, when I like sometimes there was one time I went to Chicago, right, one of like the dangerous communities. I saw even some Nigerians staying over. I'm like, what? Almost all the other Africans don't stay there, but the Nigerians are staying. I'm like, like, why are this guy staying over there?
Yeah. Hey, hey, Nigerians are hustlers.
Right? And they don't mind. They want to stay there, but they want to send their kids to the suburb over there because they don't want to be the local champions in the neighborhood. That's what the lady said. I don't want my kid to be the local champion.
She
In
said
other words,
what?
she doesn't want her kid to be the local champion in terms of academic performance.
Is she black?
No, she was a Nigerian.
Why doesn't she want that?
Because I mean, if the kid goes to school with a bunch of like, you know, C performing students, the kid might probably think that he's the best in school,
Oh, okay, I got you.
right?
Okay.
So
Wow,
she
that's
wants to send
crazy.
him to a suburb where it's much more competitive over there.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
smart.
yeah, that's just trust me, man. Those like don't. So it kind of made sense why sometimes when you watch entertainment and even recently Biden, you see like some of these Nigerians in these high positions because they come with an agenda like, hey, I'm trying. If you act slow, I'm bypassing you and I'm gone.
Yeah, and you know how I know like the Somalis don't even claim this lady, because Zongo, you can attest to this. In immigrant community, there are some who, if they act this way, their kid act, they cannot fit in with the regular, you know, people from that country here. Every now and again, they will show up at the parties, but people don't communicate with them. They don't invite them to their houses,
Even the
right?
Somalis or what?
Well, I don't know how the Somalis, put up with, I don't know if they put up with it, but I'm saying like the other communities I have seen.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Repeat the question again. I kind of
No,
lost
like if the ones that act ratchet like her,
you. Hmm.
you know,
You mean the immigrants, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like if you're a troublemaker, they tell their kids to stay away from you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. And a lot of them, like when you say that, they think you're just being racist, but it's
No,
just
it's not about being racist. It's about protecting your child, for a child not to end up like that. You know? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because you look at it, for example, this woman, if she's been claimed as black, right?
Hmm.
But she's really not black. Because the community she's been projected to represent, who in that community can hold her accountable? They're not related to her. They don't know her. So in America, that's why there's no accountability. Any person can just claim, I'm part of this community. So it's like a socialist community. Who is she related to in that quote unquote community?
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
People
I
have to
mean,
be related to one another to be able, even like in Africa, like
hmm
Zongo, if you're in the same even area with somebody, they cannot, even as a kid, some people, they cannot hold you accountable. They will talk to your parents, right?
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
but in
But
America,
this woman, who is the blacks going to go talk to about her?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Who?
exactly. Most
She's not
now,
related to them, is foreign to them.
yeah,
But now you see they are dealing with a bunch of things like this. So you would see
yeah,
somebody like Dr. Umar, who is from the blacks, is saying to the blacks, you have to defend this, even though she is not.
related.
One of, we don't know her, but just because her skin is black,
Yeah,
you
it's
gotta,
race.
yeah, go ahead and
I see
defend it.
why. I see why you kind of call them like domesticated blacks. I mean,
Yeah, you see that?
because the their perspective is, I mean, it's just based on what has been taught to them over here. You know, so everything is just in terms of race. To them,
Yeah,
everything is in terms of race. So far as you look like them and you speak like them, I mean, precisely if you speak like lower class, you speak Ebonics, I mean,
yeah.
you're one of them. Even
And
if sometimes
you tattoo your body
you
like
tattoo your
she's
body,
doing. Imagine,
and
imagine like,
you dress like a gang, like a 50 Cent, right? You dress like them, like
oh,
okay,
I used to dress like 50 cents. They used to
yeah.
even call me
But
that.
if you dress like decent, like a professional, they
Yeah.
kind of look at you sideways. Are you one of us or
No,
not?
for example, how many, in her videos, what she's pumping, how many Somalis have you run into that is talking about white supremacist, this white supremacist, that? How many?
In the U.S.,
Yeah, it's
not
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 many.
not that
No.
many. Yeah.
So Somalis come here, they have an agenda.
Okay.
Okay, this is not their agenda, so obviously she is not with the agenda, so she's gone. She's now out there in the street. She's practicing a street culture, America's lower street culture, but she's mimicking a group of people, and she's learned their talking points, you know um things that disadvantage them. She's like a chameleon. So she's using the black talk, white supremacy. She's making videos to say she's pro-black. That's all it takes to be a part of this quote unquote black culture. The culture, they don't have a culture because they don't have men running the quote unquote culture. If men were running the culture, they would have what they call gatekeeping. For example, Zongo.
Well, you
Can
mean
somebody,
you mean the blacks?
yeah, can
I
somebody,
mean, come
Zongo,
on.
for example, can someone just come,
Hmm.
like your tribe, to just like mimic and force themselves upon you, speaking on your behalf and pretending to be you guys?
Yeah, no, it's not.
You see how you laughed? You
Yeah,
see, you see
it's
how
not
you laughed?
possible. It's
Exactly.
not even possible.
It's not possible.
Because
A
they were,
black person, a
they were,
black, if a black person goes out, and this goes out in public, a black person that thinks they are Somali, mimicking, pretending to be Somalis, do you think if that person, something shameful like this happened, Somalian would come out and dare make a video
yeah,
asking
what
other
about?
Somali, you should defend him? Or Somali, they'll
Yeah,
be like, man, this
I
guy's
think,
not
I think,
Somali.
yeah, I think the one who has noticed that, you know, unlike Umar Johnson, the one who noticed that is more like Tariq Nasheed, because his way of thinking is quite similar to a lot of the ethnic groups, even in West Africa, right?
Oh, yeah, if
Right.
Tariq, for example, like
But his
Tariq's
problem
way
is
of thinking, but
his
the way
problem
he
is
does it, the
he's
way he
focused on,
does it, right?
yeah.
Some things he wakes the blacks up
Yeah,
about
yeah,
is
you're right,
true,
man.
right?
Because
He is correct about
he's
that, right?
defining the real ethnic groups, just like the way Africans do it in Africa. It's the
In
same thing.
Africa, but he's using terms to confuse them further, but he wants to organize them to think like the way we in Africa organized group think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
he's
But
like he's
I
like
have a
protect,
problem though.
protect.
How
No, but why do you have a problem with that?
the problem I have is that because if most ethnic groups, in Africa, right, when they come to have a group meetings or speak about their groups, they don't have time talking about other groups.
Other groups, yes. No, that's what I
It's
was
just
about to
about
say.
the
Yeah, I
empowerment
wanted
of our
to.
own group, right?
Right, right.
It's even in
No,
secret. It's even in secret. If they want to speak
speak.
primarily
Yeah.
about their groups, it's secret. Like even when I was in Cyprus, I met this Yoruba people who were being smart enough to put religion aside and just unite the Yoruba groups not just only the Yorubas in Nigeria, but all the groups of Yorubas within Africa and in the diaspora. They're just playing smart now. They
Right.
just trying to hold on to their tribe. And it's no different from what FBAs are trying to do.
No, like Tariq, I was about to say that, like, for him to organize the group, nothing wrong with that, right? We are all like that, but what we don't do, what other, you don't do is, especially if you're trying to build yourself,
Mhm.
you don't need to be in public, fighting against other people, because you're not the same as those people. Your
Yeah,
agendas are not the same.
same, yeah,
So you talking about them, comparing them to you is silly, because you're saying we're not the same, but why are you comparing yourself to them?
exactly.
And also they believe, all just because we're African, we are all in the same boat
Yeah,
together. We have like an African community when people are from different countries. But I
he's
get what you're saying. They're not organized, so there's no gatekeeping. It's wide open. Anybody can just be black, as long as you talk that Ebonics.
yeah.
You're black. You're ratchet. They will. You are in.
And a lot of them, they just pretty much enjoy when you talk down on other groups. I mean,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
like,
because they are miserable. Misery loves company. They have to
okay.
talk down. They have to talk down about other
Yeah, because
groups.
I've like
Of course.
I've been in the midst of other groups, even from different races. They don't really have time speaking about other groups. They want to like
Right.
focus on how they can amass power, how they can strategically position their group in this light. They don't really have time to be speaking about, oh, Dusty, FB, no, Teres. No, they don't have that
No,
time.
well, because you have to remember again, no, what's hit them is like no sense of direction. So they have to, like what Tariq is doing. He has to give them red meat, you know,
Mm,
because first it was white people, white supremacy. It looks like the white people have, that effect have flown over. The white people are not even paying attention to them, right? Then he has to find another group to give them, to make money to hate, right? So he knew deep down the blacks, they want to, they've always feel this way about Africans and other black groups. So he gave them that entertainment too,
that void. They
that
had that
void.
void.
Yeah. So it's
So he,
always, yeah, it's always something you gotta feed. It's like a machine.
yeah.
You have to feed it. They thrive off of entertainment. Entertainment supersedes building.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, affidavits, man, because it's a very powerful tool, right? It's just right in front of your face when you're in the car. You hear it all the time. You see yourself in that. Um, it's it really shapes the behavior of most of like the teenagers and the young adults.
well,
Unless
America has
maybe
a maturity problem, especially now. Like here, these people call themselves kids now, even a 25-year-old.
oh, yeah. Oh, really?
When I was 25, I was already working, paying taxes, bills piled up, you know. I've been working years before. By the time I was 25, you know, I was doing real adult stuff like I'm doing, paying bills, working. So it's like so if somebody that who's 25 sees
Uh-huh.
themselves
Yeah,
as a kid,
yeah,
imagine, so that's a problem in itself.
yeah. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
Affidavits.
that's a problem. So that's what you are seeing, you know um with this behavior. Like, for example, this is why you see, like you can see a 50, 60 year old, some of these black men, they say silly stuff. You engage them in conversation that makes sense, they start giggling like their mama.
No,
It's like somebody is tickling them, and they cannot stay focused, be serious. they have to turn it into a joke. Like nothing is serious, you know.
I mean,
So these women are seeing this. So, but the women are the ones that raise majority of them. So they cannot blame the men because they raised them.
after that was, is there a point whereby like a lot of the blacks, right?
Yeah,
Because when you are young and youthful, you follow the urban culture, great, because everybody want to look cool, right?
right.
But when you get like older, like 50 and 60, and you still dress like that, don't you think there's something strange or
Yeah, it
wrong in
means
that?
well, some people they don't, mentally they don't, they didn't grow up, you
Oh,
know. Especially some of these women, you talk to them, you will find out, especially if they had a child when they were teenager, they get stuck at that age. Like if they had a child at 15,
mhm.
mentally they stop right there. This
Oh,
is
because
especially if they have a daughter.
mm,
These single moms, the blacks, once the daughter starts becoming a teenager.
mhm.
So this is why generally the black women, the chicks from the hood, they are much harder. They were socialized to be like men because the mama starts hating on them, especially as she starts growing.
Yeah,
If she's beautiful, they start getting jealous of her.
you're right.
This is why
I
they
agree.
become ratchets because think about, they start defending themselves at a very young age from their mom. That's why I said they are under the terrorists. And Lord forbid if the mama, single mama, have some pookie, you know, who now he's coming there eating up all the food from the fridge, you know. So the daughter is now a teenager. She's looking more like a woman, is more beautiful than her, and that Pookie starts looking at her and she catches her. She, instead of kicking the Pookie out, she kicks the daughter out. She's
Yeah,
like, you got
because
to go, because it's
sure,
like,
she want to be
because
with
they see their daughters as
us.
competition.
Yeah,
This
as
is why you're
rivals.
seeing videos of these black women. They are 50s, some of them are going on 60, talking about they're looking for marriage. They look at all these young single black women that are out here. Why is a 50-year-old trying to compete with
Yeah, man.
20 something year olds? Like, what's going on?
It's something that even I wanted to, even when I had a chance, when I get a chance to go back home, I might probably ask my grandmom on my mom's side.
Yeah.
Even on my dad's side. Even when their husband died, they never got remarried. They chose to stay like that way.
Well, you
It's
look at
quite
it.
shocking to me,
Well,
actually.
even you look at even towards what's even Africa, what's happening.
Hmm.
Before, you remember, you would think it is people is normal. They are like, oh, it's the old white women that come there to hook up with a young men. But no, we're seeing it, because you're seeing these women who have given birth in America, create their family, the kid. They go to Africa, Ghana, especially, because I noticed that Ghana, that's the spot. They would hook up with a dude who is the same age as their maybe child or younger.
Yeah.
I've seen this, especially with the blacks from here, blacks from Britain. This is another culture of theirs that I'm seeing that is so abnormal to where we come from.
Yeah, you're
It's
definitely right
it's an
about that.
abomination. So it's like it's like they are forcing to introduce this abominable culture in a
Hmm.
culture where it's not acceptable.
Yes, you're definitely right.
Because the way they look at it is, oh well, we accept everybody. You notice the blacks would say, we accept everybody. Sure, you don't have to have things against everyone, but you cannot just let people come and mimic you and change things for you, you know.
Yeah, you're right. I was watching a lecture today from one professor from Penn State University.
What's
It
his
was
name?
oh man, I forgot his name. He's a sociology professor,
Uh-huh.
and he just came to my realization, because he was asking a lot of like the Blatt in America, like to them, an ideal situation within their community, w- what like skin tone do they find more preferable? I mean, he asked like the males and the even the females.
Yeah,
A lot of them say like having a
light
lighter,
skin.
yeah, that's what is
Mhm.
preferable. And if that is so true, why didn't hate white people? Because I mean, because there are
Because they
products
can,
that.
because they wish they were white, but they can be white.
So it's not really like they hate
It's
white
envy. They don't
people.
hate them.
This
It's
envy.
it's like it's envy. Like why can't I? They think you know. That's why they talk about equality and stuff. That means because the equality back in the days how it started because of the laws that were set against blacks because coming from slavery. So those are legit things to fight against, right? But now that blacks have fought, freed themselves. Now it turned into the mental slavery part where now, they've turned it into a race thing and they've brainwashed. They've brainwashed a bunch of the people to adapt the mindset to make it seem like your skin color is the disadvantage. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So they
being a
force
part.
that. So the light skin and white they see that as the favorable and the powerful, you know, um, group to be a part of. And for the most part, it's hard to like break a lot of them out of the thinking because they've been programmed from the time they were kids. Don't you see how some of them their mamas talk to them? Get your black ass over there. You know, no, Zongo, I was when I first came to America, when I first heard about good hair, I was confused. I was like, then to me, it's because where I come from, there's no such thing good hair. Whether they say either you comb your hair good. I came from like a Catholic school, all boys. You know, you gotta comb your hair. You wear your uniform, tuck your shirt in, put on your tie.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like,
right. I mean,
yeah, yeah. So to me,
someone just commented like the bleaching thing,
yeah,
and
but that's not everybody that, yes, there are
even from
people
that
who bleach
conversation,
in
from even
Africa,
from
but
that
it's not
lecture,
everyone. Yeah.
that I watched, that professor, man, he has extensive knowledge on that. It's not just only West Africans, even Asians do that,
Oh
even
yeah,
blacks,
Jamaica. Yeah, Asians do bleach. Yeah.
and even the. I mean, come on, man. People were comparing like Rihanna, their nose changing their nose just to be more like European features.
Yeah. Look at, why do you think Obama was able to become president? Why? Because
Biracial,
look,
biracial.
they had, who Dr. Ben Carson is.
Yeah. The doctor,
He
yeah.
performed the
The sur-
first
the surgeon,
Siamese twin surgery, separating the conjoined twins.
yeah.
Smart, intelligent man. Okay. They had another black guy. What's his name? He had pizza franchise, the 999 guy. He died. Harmon Kane, another smart black man. But these are dark skinned black. These guys, if there's any black to inspire to, would be them. Coming from the bottom, educated themselves. That's real education.
Yeah.
These people are smart individuals. Smart individual. But the blacks laugh at them. They will not vote for those people. It's not possible because those people are darker skin and they are one of them. Obama
He's an
fits the
African.
perfect
He's a tether.
and also he fits the perfect look for them, because
He's a
they
tether
want,
too.
yeah, they want a lighter person to be their representative.
And a tether? Is that what he
Well, look
wants?
at, yeah, look at the vice president,
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Like in 2018, she was Indian. This is on the news. She became the first Indian elected senator.
But after that
That's
was
what.
in all honesty to Obama though, Obama did marry one of them too. So Obama, like he even married like the most like a lady who came from the hoodest like
uh,
roots, right?
look,
Right?
look,
I
that's
mean,
not their reason, right? The black
he's
women voted because of that, because they've lived through that. So Kamala, right, married a white man. Her husband is a white man. Okay, a
yeah, I
white
know.
man.
I'm aware of that.
So if they truly hate white men, this woman, that's why I say is, the black women, not all at all, but majority, they have the devil's spirit. That's why it's easy to deceive them, because Kamala clearly was an Indian. How do you become an Indian? 2 years later, you are now black. You know what I'm saying? So her claiming black, being black, they love that. So forget what her true identity is. They don't care. They just want to, feel like it. So that means they are living a lie. And in America, it's okay to live a lie.
Yeah, you're right, man. I
Yeah.
mean,
Like they're literally, a walking contradiction of reality.
but a lot of them, though, I mean, a section of them who hold that kind of belief, I don't think they are really college educated. Or correct me if I'm wrong, because
Zongo,
or
the
even
majority to attend college, to get the degree and being educated are two completely different things.
yeah.
I mean, go speak to a lot of these people. I mean, like what? You got a degree in basket weaving, you know? You think that's a real degree? First of all, they are
Or
all
criminality.
majority there in criminology. Oh,
That's it,
Zongo, I
man.
used to be a corrections officer, right? I told you this.
Yeah.
And I've seen some goofy people, who they come there like, oh, they graduated from the 13th grade with their criminology, criminal degree. I said, and they come there to be officers. I said, why did you go waste your time? The best place to learn, that's the place you applied to. You wasted all this money just to come and be below the rest of us. When they could have become an officer and attend the 13th grade at the same time while they pay for it. You see,
You're
you
right.
double dip, but they did not.
The-
Sitting in a classroom, how are you going to learn about criminals? You come to the prison, work
Yeah.
there. That's how you learn about criminals.
Or maybe you take an internship and go over there.
Yes. So that's why many, they will tell you they are educated, but they are broke. They can bear. They cannot get real jobs. If you're so educated, why can't you get real jobs?
Yeah, I remember like when I came here, like, quite new even before I met I met this lady too. She was like, and she was like, she said she had like 4 degrees. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You have 4 college
Yeah,
degrees for what?
we call those professional students.
No, but I don't, and I don't think I don't know. But when I actually met her and her behavior, no man, she seems like she was an hustler to me. She kind of sound like she was an hustler. So I mean, a lot of them they like to over exaggerate their worth. That's
Of
one thing
course. Well,
I
well,
noticed.
I mean, you see that, or even like to say, oh, we the best black, we the best this and that. But it's like, dude, if you're you don't have to tell somebody if you're the best. People will see it. We all live here. No, but yeah, that's another problem. Like, it's called inflated ego.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
for
yeah.
example, this Somali woman, she adapted all that, right?
Mhm.
And then she turned it, because look at it, the pro-black, the pan-African. At the end, what do they end up doing, Zongo? They ask for donation, and she did
Yeah.
that. So she checked all the boxes. She's got before we close out, let me point out how she's black. She's got she doesn't have Gerard hair. She got loose hair, the
And
good hair,
you made a
according to the.
valid you made a valid point about that. They love those kind of hair, curly.
Yeah, and then yeah. So she good hair check. She's got big booty check. She's got tattoos all over her body check. She's ratchet check. She's loud check. She sounds like a man check. She lacked social awareness check.
She has a husky voice too.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like a man. Um, she feels entitled. Check, check, check. She's not
Victim.
married. She's a she's a feminist 1 minute, another minute she's a victim. So she checked all the boxes. You know, she's
Yeah, you're
checked
right.
all the boxes. But Zongo, would you risk your life for this dusty stranger?
No, why would I? No, I wouldn't do that though. I mean, I've stayed here for quite long enough, I know, like, even when I came here early, I remember like even going outside with my friends, some like even blacks from here, and then you go to meet even fellow blacks. They don't they're not really interested in you. They're interested in
Zongo, look at what K Mensa wrote.
this is what.
He said, "Don't play a knight to save a roach in distress." Come on, K Mensa, be nice.
Like they're not really interested in you like they really interested in other groups. So like, whom are you really saving? Because I mean, are you saving someone who's not really interested in you, or who doesn't even believe the pan-Africanism that you are preaching? It just doesn't make. It's just like it's just crazy. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
Umar
completely
Johnson,
whack.
even the best way his cause can be effective is to start at a grassroots, like the family level. You start from there. Teach the kids the right way to believe in that ideology. Because these grown up people, they far gone. There's nothing you can change
Look,
about their
you
behavior.
say who's gonna teach them? Dr. Umar.
I mean, he's
He's
at least
he, he's been teaching them. Didn't you hear his teachings? What are you
at least the
talking about?
at least the Nation of Islam are doing that, right? Because they have their own, schools. They kind of like mold the kids to kind of follows their
Yeah, but
teachings.
but you see,
That is the
Nation of
right.
Islam will not, you know, condone this woman's,
Exactly. That's
behavior.
that's.
They have rules.
I'm saying the Nation of Islam is a more practical approach
Yeah, it
compared to like
makes
what.
common sense the way their moral standards. Yeah,
Yeah, because if you really want to change the community, you gotta get on the ground, get boots on the ground, and find a community, find your own groups. Because not everybody are gonna follow you. Find the people who want to follow you, want to follow your teachings, and impact your rules or your teachings on the upcoming kids. I mean, these grown up people, they are far gone. All they
so
want is just want to listen to what pleases to them. What doesn't pleases to them, they throw it in the trash.
that's the thing. They follow their desire, and you cannot build a society with people that, especially women who are all super in their feelings. They have no guidance. I mean, look at it. They're gonna burn your empire. You see what is happening to the famous rich blacks. You see how these women are setting their empires that they started building on fire. you know so that's why, Zongo, I tell all of you Africans, you better go take your stuff to Africa.
Oh yeah. Oh no, man. I mean, come on, man. A lot of us really have that kind of like mentality, just in case if anything, just if you lose anything, you have to have like a backbone else back home that you can always fall on. I mean,
Zongo, look at this. Zongo, the Capriano said we wouldn't be hearing from Kidola expound on edible delicacies tonight.
man,
It's
like,
late. It's late for him over there, I
I
think.
mean, Kidola, man, Kidola. I
You
mean,
sleep.
at least Kidola is honest, right? Because
Yeah.
Kidola, I mean, he's married to a Dutch lady, so he doesn't come, speaking down on them because
No,
he's
no, no.
he's
The
one
thing
of them,
is,
right?
no, the thing is, see, Kidola is a real man. He
He's a
from
realist.
principle. So, so the blacks, for example, they are controlled by strangers who get to speak about. Zongo. Imagine how weird it is somebody to come and tell you, "Oh, you shouldn't marry X, Y, and Z woman," like complete stranger. Like in places like Ghana, would people someone do that about a stranger they don't know to try to talk about who they marry?
No way, no way.
Exactly. Imagine, the person just speaking against your wife you marry because they don't like white wife. What would people be like? Okay, don't marry that. This is who this person likes. The person doesn't have the right to speak on you. People have respect, but
I mean,
you
Afrodamus.
see
I
it
mean,
here here. I remember one time.
Afrodamus. Before I cut you off, right? I think from that angle, what Dr. Umar is saying, right? I think he just want to preserve like the race group, right? If everybody keep on like going outside in
Zongo,
100 years to come,
Zongo,
they're all gonna go away, right? You know what I'm
Zongo,
talking about, right?
Zongo, Zongo.
Right?
That's not that would mean if the black women were number one pick for whites and other races, sure, but they are not the
The
top
desire,
pick.
the
They are
desired
not the
one.
desired group. If they are still more desired by black men.
Yeah, you're right.
This is so. Even though they make babies with black men and move on, you notice all their babies are usual. They're still black. Oh,
Yes.
they would corner some light skinned one. Because the white guys are not heading in the ghetto like that.
Yeah, you're definitely right. But I mean, because even a lot of them, even in Washington State, I mean, if you go to certain areas where, like, because if some of like this, the women are very rude, it's easy for them to just move towards like black women. They just,
Right.
it's just an
Yeah. Well,
easy grab. It's an easy grab for them, right? I've seen that
sp-
before, right?
speaking of Washington State, I remember I went to this place like Olympia. Long time I went with some of my friends, and we went to this place. It's like a little club, and after the club, so they used to call it parking lot pimping. Have you ever heard of that?
No,
So guys, you
but I
pull
know
up,
I know
pull up.
Olympia very well. Unless you're talking
Yeah,
about, was it in downtown Olympia?
yeah. You see people, back in, people would be in there driving a sedan. They have a Chevy Impala with, they put 22s on Impala, turn it into a truck, you
Oh,
know.
really?
Oh, you
Where?
don't see that?
No, in Olympia, it doesn't exist anymore. You don't.
Okay.
You
Well,
rarely
they're
see
probably
stuff like
from
that.
Tacoma, but I was at I went there and we were out there just I'm standing out there, as usual at the time, dressed like a rapper. So this black woman came in front of me. She was husky, big one. She came with some husky black white woman. She's blonde. I don't know both of them. They're both husky. She comes up to me. She's like, "Oh, I bet if I were white like my friend here, you would talk to me." I was like, I laughed. I was like, "Ma'am, I don't even know you."
Yeah.
Because but I wasn't even picking up of the fact she 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 ignored the fact that she is the size of a car, both her and her friend. I didn't even talk to her or her friend. The simple fact she did not put two and two together, like these other dudes are not talking to them. Why should
Nakmizi,
I?
Nakmizi, chime in. Tap in,
Like,
tap in.
like, like,
Nakmizi.
yeah, like, why should I? But yeah, she believed that I should have talked to her, you know, um, for
Tell
whatever
Nakmizi,
reason.
hey, Nakmizi, tap in, because you the
Oh,
one
look at
who,
oh look at Raja. Raja said, "This is the most negative channel on YouTube." Come on, Raja.
yeah,
Come on. What is negative about this channel?
he keep on, he keeps on saying Nakmizi keep on saying
look at
that
look at Nagmis. Come on, Nagmis. It's, every time I smash both of them.
He keeps on saying that they're the premiered ones. I'm like, I mean, come on now, keep not easy. Come on, man.
No, but yeah, we've been here over 2 hours. Before we close, Zongo, what would be your advice to this? To the blacks, especially, you know, as far as defending random ratchets.
I mean, hey, man, this. Is there no advice that you're gonna give to the black? I mean, a lot of them don't listen to this channel, right? So I'll give the advice to this the people over here that are listening. Hey, if you come into any community, wherever you go, you study their community. I mean, if you find yourself in a lower class community that you barely can find a way to make a living, man, follow their trend too. Follow their approach, how they hustle to make their money, man. You
Yeah.
do the same thing, you know. I'm not gonna say like what a Somali lady did was wrong. I mean, that's how she's gonna hustle to make money. She got to do it that way, you know. Because
So she hustled the blacks.
yeah, she got to hustle them because it looks like that's the kind of language they will understand. You know, if they, a lot of them like that kind of behavior. So if you use their own approach to make money out of them, why not? Because a lot other groups are doing the same thing. The Chinese are making money from their communities. Why not you too? You know, why not? Afridamas, they're getting free land in Ghana. Why not? The Somalis getting money from them here too, right?
and
Why
and
not?
Dr.
Afridamas?
Umar is coming out here defending the queen. He wants black men to put on ski masks for the black queen. And look at he
No,
said, my advice to us blacks is that if it's 419, it's from the four corners of Wakanda.
oh, okay. That means
the,
I'm
the
ready for that. I'm
Capriano
not
have been,
ready.
he's been, oh, look at American royal. There's a black American when got Afridamus and Zongo in a chokehold.
And I don't have hate for them though. I mean, I don't have no
Well,
problems with them. A
no,
lot of
no,
them,
no hate over here.
the ones that I met personally, they've been very nice to me. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've seen some ratchet ones as well too. I mean, just like in in all communities, right? So that's fairly
Mhm.
understandable,
Well,
right?
I mean, look at it. This one here, usually Somali women don't behave this way, but look at she's an outlier, misbehaving. So we report. Look at Raja saying obsession is real. Raja, you must be obsessed with me too, because every 5 minutes, oh, Afridamus, look at me, talk about me, Raja. Raja,
Is
you're the
she
one that is obsessed with
is,
me.
is that her real name or what? I mean,
Well, I think Raja is Indian.
yeah, because
Look at,
Raji,
you see, that's her
yeah, I
right
mean,
there. Raja is from Mumbai. She talking about she's from Oklahoma. I don't know who she thinks she's fooling. We're
yeah,
looking at her picture. Isn't she from Mumbai?
yeah,
No
because
wonder she's mad because I'm exposing her and her people pretending to be black.
oh really? She's because the Raj I met a
Well,
Raji guy
look at
at the
her picture.
university. The Raja guy that I met at the university, I mean, he's from India. His name was Raja too, right? Because it sounds like a similar Indian names that I've come across
Yeah,
before.
yeah. I mean, think about it. She's saying she black, but she happened to look like Indian, and she got Indian name Zongo. Put two and two together. I think she's doing a Kamala Harrison. She's Kamala Harrison the blacks.
I mean, when are they going to like just come out and just the FBAs are going to come out and say, hey, you know what? They just hate the dominant group in America. When are they going to come to say like, oh, we just envy you? It's not about racism. It's
Oh
because
no, but it's obvious if
we
you listen to them.
I
They
mean, at least they got to acknowledge the fact, right?
yeah,
That way they can move forward because they just blame everything on white supremacists, white supremacists that, white supremacists that, right?
yeah.
I mean, it's never ending.
Well,
Uh,
that's why this Somali woman is using it against the blacks. I'm telling you, because it's the easiest thing to do. All you gotta do is have melanin, fire that camera, and say all the buzzwords, and
And also
you're
like,
black.
and also speaking of like the blacks too, right? I mean, if a lot of them, I mean, Nakmizi in particular has been the one, spearheading the fact that they are the premier ones, right?
Right.
And in quite recent times, we heard that Afrobeat and Latin music has been gaining wave in mainstream American media platform. And shockingly enough, you, you've seen a lot of blacks on YouTube just being mad that why they, you know, not giving hip hop a chance in the media space in recent times. I mean, why they getting mad? Why they like hating on the Nigerians that are making the wave in American media space now? Why is it a problem to them now?
Who, the blacks?
Yes.
Oh, because they believe that the white people are their daddy, and why should they? Because they think the white people are dumping them and adopting the Nigerians. So that's what they are. But the blacks, they are Nigerians. They have this is they are this is their relatives coming from Lagos to come and join them here. Okay.
Yeah, join
Yeah.
the Kun team, right? Then Kun with White Daddy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just their relatives coming. White people know this. The white man knows. Like, why do you think mostly there is against the Niger? Because the Nigerians are coming to join.
Yeah.
Their
And,
relatives,
and
their
I,
long lost relatives.
I forgot I was speaking. Oh, whoa, Nakmizi just joined in, right? And speaking of the culture thing,
You ask him to.
do you think a lot of the blacks in America, a lot of them, they created the culture, or they, uh, other like trendsetters like influence them to like kind of follow the culture? Because it kind of seems that way. If you look at a trend in the early 2000s, the way they kind of dress is completely different from the way they dress now because the trend has changed, and
Right, because America is a capitalist country, so they gotta the people have to turn people into consumers.
yeah.
So for the consuming to happen, you gotta keep switching the trend.
Okay, I mean, is Nakmizi gonna respond to that? Because I mean,
What are you asking him?
yeah, Nakmizi, would you want
I
to
mean,
respond?
you up here booty clapping for me to come, so I'm here, brother. What's up, Zongo? Are
Yeah,
you from Ghana, by the way?
yeah, I'm from Ghana.
Are you from Nima?
I mean, I'm not. I'm not. I'm from the.
You're stuttering. Are you
No, I'm
from
not from
Nima?
Nima actually, but I mean, Nima is an extension of the
Uh,
communities from
That
Zongo
is where
too.
your people are from,
Yeah.
and that is a dirty ghetto, right?
I mean, Nima is a
Let's
ghetto
talk about
place.
Nima, brother.
It's a ghetto place. It's a ghetto.
Yeah,
Wait,
that
wait,
name it
Nagmizi,
really means slum dweller. Yeah.
Nagmizi. Before you go there, I want to ask you. So, Nagmizi, would you risk your life to protect this strange black woman who happened to be, one of your cousins from Somalia?
And oh yeah, well she is technically part of my cousin. So
Yeah. So technically, you'll be defending your own clan,
a part of my people, right?
part of your people. Yeah.
Now, look, I I respect and would love to defend all humanity, right? All people. However, I'd have to help this person from afar in that I would use the apparatus in place, the police,
That's
and
right.
call the police so that they can stop this violence. Maybe I'd yell from across the street, "Hey, don't do that." But as far as risking the legacy of my own actual daughter, I wouldn't put myself in that risk.
But also now finding out it's also a hoax. She's using it as a hustle. It's fake. Imagine
Yeah,
that
and
somebody
that's
risked themselves, and because they didn't even see it, they would have probably have to jump like a random dude. You know.
exactly, and that's the problem. Even let's say take her out of it, just a random person on the street, a victim of domestic violence. You don't know the emotions involved with this. Is this some sort of thing that they use to get themselves charged up for the
Mm-hmm.
bedroom later?
Yes.
You don't want to. I've seen people step in and then the female turn or the woman turn on the guy trying to protect her. So at this point in time, I wouldn't, if I were Nima and if I was in a Zongo community, I'd probably throw some butter biscuits on the floor to distract the Hausa gang members from attacking the woman. You know, so, a green card to America
Wait,
that will
wait,
definitely.
wait a minute. Wait. So, Nagnizi, wait, are you saying you wherever you go in, you have a backpack with butter biscuits in it? Or, like, what's going on?
Especially when I go to Africa. I mean, that's how that's how you pay the bribe. That's how you dash people in Africa with butter biscuits.
Yeah, but I mean, like Mizi though. I mean, I'm not here like trying to defend the Zungu community. Regardless of how dirty it is, I mean, I come from an extension of that community in the eastern region, right? And I'm not here like saying, oh, they are the best or something like that. No, there's a lot of like structural problems in those communities, right?
I mean, because you can't
Eh,
say they're the best. You talked about me being a premium Blatt, and obviously the premium Blatts are way better than the Zongos, who are actually just West African hood rats.
no, I don't think so. Come
Brother,
on,
what's one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Accra?
I would say like no, it's not. It's not.
It's
I would say
Nima.
no. I would say like now they would say like no. They would say it's Kaswa. Nima. I
Yeah,
mean, a lot of
Kaswa is
people.
also dangerous,
Okay,
but
hold
let's
on.
talk about
Right.
your people, brother.
Yeah, a
I
lot
was
of
told
people.
not to go to Nima. I
Yeah,
went
because
anyway because I'm connected.
yeah,
But
a lot of
I
people.
saw
Cause,
some things that reminded me of East New York there, brother.
yeah, because a
Sounds
lot of people,
insane.
right? A lot of people, because I come from that community, right? I wouldn't go to Nima and feel afraid over there because I speak their language. I connect with them, right? And a lot of them, they don't just gonna harm you. A lot of people kind of view them as just being like aggressive because they don't come from the same cultural background or religious upbringing as them, right? So they're going to find them as very aggressive because they don't really understand them, right? I mean, but in generality too, I mean, some of the like the Zungu community people too, they could be aggressive. I mean, for example, right, if there's a problem between a Zungu guy and another ethnic group, he's just gonna come and support his brother. He doesn't gonna ask like what is wrong and this. That's why a lot of people gonna find them very aggressive. They don't care like, oh, they're not gonna ask you like, oh, what happened, who was at fault, who was the right. He just comes and just support his brother. So that's
No,
how like
I
a
don't
lot of
have a
people.
problem with that. I was told to stay away from several communities in Ghana, and
Mhm.
those are normally people that are outside of that culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're
I
right.
actually I appreciate the strength of the people that
Damas,
live in Nima. You
Look,
know, although let
Nagnizi,
me
who's
yes,
messing with you? Who do you happen?
this
Who's
is this is Darth, the Gambian, the intelligent,
Damas, let me.
the intelligent Gambian monkey. I actually sold him in a slave auction for about 330 euro on another channel, and
Oh,
he's
you
mad.
sold him?
Yeah, I sold him with a
After
super chat. And Aphrodite, how much do you want
look, he's not
for
gonna let me speak.
for
He's not
this?
gonna. I remember,
Wait, hold
I
on.
made you this
Wait,
right.
wait,
He's
wait.
not gonna
I'm
let me
telling him
speak.
the story. I'm
Oh,
telling him
You,
the
hold on,
story,
you,
brother.
you're not
hold
gonna
on,
let me speak.
Draco,
hold on,
Let me.
Draco. Before he buys you out here, because we do practice capitalism here. He's telling me,
I'm done.
he's telling me how he bought you. So
After,
give me a.
after I sold him here on
Wait,
Judy,
wait,
after
wait,
I
wait, wait,
auctioned him,
wait. See, you can't
he's
sell
using
me
my
unless you
own
come with
tactic
money.
against me. He's using my
Have you ever
tactic. I
super
auctioned
chatted?
you.
Have you ever super chatted, Draco?
Well, Draco, you can buy his freedom of speech for $50.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
how
If you
much is
do
it? How much is it him to ban him for a month? And I know you honor
Look at this
your
guy. You
business
want to
of
ban
for
me
a
being a
so
month,
simp
bad. You
if
want to
you
for a
ban me
month,
so bad.
$50, he's banned for a month.
You know why you
and
want to
then you
ban
can
me so
block him
bad?
from the
Because
channel.
I got the
Huh?
goods to shut him up. I got the goods
No,
to
no,
shut.
no. You are a bastard.
You
I
want
have
to ban
owned
me
you,
because I got the goods to shut
and
him.
I have
Wait,
treated you very
wait,
well
wait.
as an FBA slave master. The people they say
You're
the
trying to ban me
FBA they're all
everywhere.
slaves, and
Why are
I
you trying
have
to
to
ban me
say
everywhere?
yes, I
Why are
have
you trying
owned
to
a
ban me
slave,
everywhere? Like,
and
Lizzie, why are you trying to ban me
his
everywhere?
name is
You're
he's
trying to
come
ban me
from
everywhere.
Gambia. He's a
Wait,
Gambian
wait,
monkey.
Draco, you came for Nagmizi?
I mean,
Look, look,
can
look.
can I can I can I
Let me
can I
respond to the
can I
topic.
speak to knock
Yeah,
right?
let me respond to the topic. It's very hypocritical to hear that from a sex pest that they will call the police and deal with someone from afar. That's bullshit because we have proven evidence of this sexual predator taking advantage of the mentally deranged, such as Fang Tribe. You understand? You had an opportunity, and you had this crazy woman sending her sex pictures. This is a sexual predator, and under a woman that's mentally ill. This man will take
Where are
advantage
these
of
sex
that.
photos?
That's
What
a
can
sex
you?
pest.
Where are they?
So
Where are they?
don't take his advice. Like you do it. Any
Would you?
opportunity that
Are you
comes.
mad that you didn't get the dick pics, Draco?
You fucking sexual predator.
Hold on. Hold on. Draco, you said you want to speak to the topic.
Yeah, I'm sticking to the topic.
So would you risk your life for a strange ratchet woman?
Would I risk my life? No.
Just because if she's a black queen.
You see what I mean? You know, with these type of bastard cultures, you have to deal with them reservedly. Otherwise, you end up in that situation. You see, bastards have no conservative values. They don't conserve values.
But how did this Somali woman? Do you think where did she learn to act this way?
Damas, I told you, you have to deal reservedly with these degenerate cultures. You have to be reserved. There has to be. Sometimes you have to push the culture a little, but sometimes you can go a bit too far. There's a need and a value for conservatism. You understand? So this woman, she went all the way. Most Somali women are conservative. They're very conservative. You understand? This woman just went way astray. That's why I told you Africans have to be careful what they imbibe. They have to be within reason. You understand what I mean? If you follow the bastard too long, you'll become a degenerate like this sex pest here.
But why are you attacking me?
Because I just shot your plane out of the sky, brother. Any last words?
You fucking sex pest. That's what I'm going to call you now.
Okay, Africamus, could you get him out of here? Thank you so much. Yes. And that's why I'm the premium black. I believe in capitalism.
Wait, Dad. But wait a minute, Dad. This is actually super funny. So, Dad, you came here with all this energy. So you have a history with Nakmizi. You came here. You know he's gonna shut you up with his money, and you didn't come with money. Like what the hell? Nakmizi, thank you for the super chat. He said, "Get this Gambian slave back into the field." Well, he is gone. But that we'll see you next year.
After was like, is this the same Darth guy that he kind of interjected me the last time when I was speaking about like the coup in Africa?
Probably. Yeah. He likes to interject. But sorry, man. You cannot troll Nakmizi today. He bought you out. So,
I mean, I wanted to ask
that's
like
for 1 month. I know he's
1 month.
cheap, but, 1 month.
Yeah, Dad, you can always come and buy it back. Isn't that Nakmizi, you think he's gonna come and counter?
I dare him. I want him to get his fish and chips money and try to sell me into slavery. Come on, Darth. Let's have a super chat war.
Wait, so Nakmizi, where did you send him? Which plantation? Because we just did the auction. You bought him. Which plantation do you want him delivered at?
Well, I want him out of his Gambian element, so I'm sending him to Asin Manso in Ghana. So if he doesn't work fast enough, they can tie him to a rock.
Hey, Nakmizi, right? Nakmizi is a different kind of FBA guy, man. He really, get his facts, in place, man. He knows the places, man.
Because he's been to Ghana, like he does his research.
No, and he kind of even mentions those like the areas, like even in the local name, like he knows his like. So I give props. So I wanted to ask you a little question, right?
Hold on, real quick, Zongo. Thank you for that acknowledgement. But brother Afrodamus, he's commenting. So if your mods can hide him on the channel for a month, I'd appreciate that.
Oh, you don't even want to see him?
I want his voice. I want, slaves don't have a voice. So I don't want him to have a voice. He's got to come back with another troll account, but the MD2V4, I'd like to silence that slave. Thank you so much.
Wow, yeah, it's been bad.
that. Oh my God.
So, like, I mean, the last time we had a conversation about like what the black culture was really about, right? And then I was citing hip hop and in the creative art industry here, but then a guy from Nigeria supposedly
No, he
who
said
doesn't
it's from
eh,
America. He's
who
talking
doesn't
chaotic.
who, chaotic, who doesn't claim his heritage, says, oh no, that is not the culture. The culture is more like people like who engage in who went to college and are part of the fraternities on college campuses. So it's really like confusing to a newly immigrant like myself, right? I want to understand the black culture. What is it really about? Is hip hop? Because when you speak about premium black
But
culture,
black Greeks.
because when you speak about the premium black culture, in my head, what comes to head is, I mean, hip hop. Because even when I was in Cyprus, I mean, the only culture that I can identify with the blacks from America is hip hop. The movies that they created, right? Is that part of their culture or not?
You asking Nakmizi or me?
No, Nakmizi.
And Nakmizi, Nakmizi, Dart is probably
Oh,
pissed
I'm
off
sorry.
right now.
He's mad. He's like he's sitting in his little rented room in Brixton, just angry and upset, and I love it. But to answer Zongo Native's question, I want to go to the actual definition of culture. Right. It says it's a noun, the arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively, right? Or the ideas, customs, and social behavior of particular people or society. Well, you know that my people have done many more things than just hip hop. The most powerful military man in the world today is a Black American, and that it's not just hip hop. That is part of our popular culture. We have other cultural aspects, and if you really want to know, then you can just Google it and you can see. But let's talk about culture and its impact on actual, you know, I guess the living standards of people and how strong it is. Because I mean, I'm sure you have a very strong culture, but it hasn't done much for your people. So I think people overstate the importance of culture and they understate the importance of educational excellence and moving forward. See, a lot of African cultures are based in old tradition. These old traditions, especially from the Zongo people, like you guys were slave traders, right? And you didn't do anything with the money. And so after all those years of slave trading, you're still living in dusty settlements. You see, so culture, I think if we put a little less into culture and more into innovation, we'd get somewhere as a global black people. And I don't want to sound like Pan African, but if we have these lowbrow conversations about what is your culture? What is your culture? Okay, well, what is your bank account? What company do you have? What is your legacy? See, you as a new immigrant to my country should really have more respect because
No, I'm not speaking
No,
with
I
you.
think I think
I
I
was,
think that
I'm
means
having a conversation.
you're
I'm
mistaking
having
his question. He's not throwing shots. He's asking
well, I
because we
am.
had the conversation, right? So he's not doing comparison because the conversation was heard here, and somebody was denying that like hip hop and the entertainment factor, that's he's saying that's not black culture. So
Oh, it
he's
is. It's
trying,
just a
yeah, that's what
part
he's
of.
trying to establish. He's not saying
Okay,
black American culture is this or that. He's
let me put
asking
down
you.
my Glock 19 with the
Right.
extended.
He's not he's not
Sorry,
he's not
Zongo.
yeah, I know usually you usually shoot with the Africans, but he's not shooting because he's following up on a because he brought you up as example to say, no, if Nakmizi was here, he would
Mhm.
he
I've heard
would
you say that
vouch
before.
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
So
I've heard you say
let
that
me answer
before.
it from another standpoint. Then look, that is part of our pop culture. I don't push that because I think yeah,
Okay.
we get it. We are the face of cool. With the rappers in Ghana. They have that. I think it's
VIP.
died out already. Kumerica
VIP.
movement.
Oh
Um,
yeah, you
they have
used to talk about that,
Yeah, I
Nakmizi.
love it. It was beautiful, and I loved it because it was really flattering. You understand? And they did it well, and they were rapping in their own language, which is why I appreciated it. When they use the word akata, it's akata for akata means cool in Ghana.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Not like
Akata,
not
okay, where is this even originate? Because some say Nigeria, some say
Yoruba.
Ghana, like,
No, in Ghana,
It's
like
but the
when I heard,
it's
Yorubas
Yoruba.
denied it. They said it's
No,
not their
so
one.
In Ghana, when I heard the term akata, I mean someone who's like who dressed like like hip hop.
Western,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
no, hip hop.
it
Like
means
like
cool.
American,
It
it's not.
essentially means
or
cool.
like a hip hop person.
Yeah,
Right.
like an American like hip hop, primarily like the blacks in America. Like I mean, cool.
Or it can also be a wigger too.
Not
Nah, those
necessarily
are
like
not akatas. Those are
from my understanding, right? When I was in Ghana, that was like how I knew because if you dress like with all like having the cool stuff, I mean, oh, this is a kata boy,
So
right?
Zongo, so the white people that dress hip hop, are they Akata too? Or
I
they
mean,
don't think about them?
because like in West Africa, a lot of them, most blacks in Africa, they they emulate people who look like them, right?
Then that's true.
Especially the young ones, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because even like if you go to the American embassy, the Americans, I mean, I was at American embassy. They don't preach to us about they preach about Martin Luther King's people that we identify
Really?
that yeah, of course, man, that look like us, right? So I
No.
mean,
Well, maybe, but they change it. When I used to live in Africa and come into America,
mhm.
uh, I only saw white people. The Africans there was some few Gambians, but it was white people.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah,
to interject what Nakmizi was saying, but I was saying like, yeah, a lot of them, even at the embassy, is still a lot of white people, right? But I'm saying, and then
like
what?
they promote black culture to
Yeah,
Africans.
exactly. So that not the hip hop. I mean
Right, definitely
professional
not the
ones.
hip hop. I
I
know,
mean the
like,
professional ones, like
to know about the hip hop thing, you gotta, if unless you watch MTV, you can.
exactly.
But as far as the black reps that come,
Yeah, the
it's not
representative.
usually it's not usually the hip hop or entertainment people.
Exactly. Right. I mean, even
It's
when the
educated people.
when the Democratic rep came to Ghana, like I mean, from the legislative body when they came with a bunch of like the black caucuses, right? They just came to
So
Ghana.
so like they, high class black.
Yeah, just to make the Ghanaian see like to see themselves in America. Oh, okay, they are one of you guys, something like
Right.
that. So that's the point.
That makes sense, of course. Why would they send a Pookie? That would make sense because you guys already have Pookies over there.
we're not even from Ghana though, so I don't even really understand this whole thing. Like black
Yeah,
people
Yeah,
just
yeah.
do
Why,
this shit
why
like
you
Ghanaians.
why blacks move into Ghana?
We're not even from there, bro. Like most of us have minimal when they do Ghanaian DNA, they lump it with Ghana, Sierra Leone, and some other place. It's
Wait,
not
wait, wait. They lump Ghana and Sierra Leone.
it depends if it's
Damn,
23
they
and
are
me.
far from each other. Oh, okay.
It's they lump that DNA together. So I'm not sure what ethnic groups they're really talking about, but
It's not the
you
same. I
to
would think
find
so.
out who your people were or where they came from, you have to go to colonization. So it was the Portuguese, then it was the Dutch for the longest period. So the
So
people who would look like Ghanaians would be Surinamese and other people, right? That's
Jamaican.
those Jamaicans. But the Jamaicans came later because the English had kind of stopped it around towards the end, the last 70 years of slavery. But in Jamaica and in Suriname, those people look like they could be like from Ghana. Black Americans, we don't look like Ghanaians. Thank goodness.
and also like speaking of like the Zulu community, right? Zulu community is not like an ethnic group community. It's just a community of migrant groups from other like neighboring African ethnic groups.
Yeah,
So you
black
guys are more
gypsies.
like the blacks then. A bunch
Yeah,
of you came together.
they're
So you
black
guys are the
Yeah,
gypsies.
blacks.
yeah. So a
We
mixture
call
like
them we
even
call them we call them blipsies. They're just black gypsies.
yeah.
They're
So
just
in like
blipsy natives.
In Nima, most of the ethnic groups over there, you can find a Yoruba person over there. You can find, I mean, a mixture of groups from neighboring African countries that have like pretty much part of like the Ghanaian culture now.
So
They
so you
kind of
guys
lost touch.
developed a black culture in Ghana. Like you guys, even though you came together peacefully, we weren't put together by whites.
Under the
So
umbrella
this
of
is a
Islam.
black thing. So Africans have always, bundled up together. So okay, that makes sense.
So
That are you gonna
Darth is trying to come back.
Go ahead,
No,
Nakmizi.
like music, like
Is he in the
music. I
background?
can, like music. Why you do this to the Gambian, bro?
Wait, is he in the back?
No, no, no. What
God, Darth, come up. See,
you
I
didn't want to
control
hear
him.
him say you didn't want to hear him say bastards.
He loves saying bastard. He's a one-trick monkey. I mean, pony. Um, but Darth, pull back up, and I'm gonna control you, like the slave master controls a slave. And when I'm done, I'll kick you back. So pull back up, slave. Go into the back of the back chat, and then we'll bring you up, and then I'll kick you off when you get boring.
Oh, okay. I mean, so like,
Well,
I mean, since Nakmizi, like, he's not. I mean, he kind of explained the culture. I mean, now, so there's no
well,
need.
because the conversation was, because can you tell him Zongo what it even like how the black Greek thing came into it?
No, I mean, Nakmizi has pretty much explained that. I think
Explain.
usually when he speak of the premier like black thing, is usually he's like going in defiance with these Africans who supposedly claim they have like the superior culture, right? Is that what you?
Exactly.
Yeah, because it seems like your explanation now, you are not really promoting like that. You don't even
Wait, hold on.
espouse.
My slave is back. Slave. Oh, he's gone.
So,
Hello,
so now
slave.
you're a slave owner.
Have you done? Yes, I'm. When people talk
You're a
about the
slave
FBA
owner now,
slave
like
owner,
me.
it's me. I own you. So now, have you finished your
I
chores in the
thought you
fields?
complained to Tunija about that. I
Wait,
thought
wait,
that's why you
wait.
keep complaining about being
Now,
sold.
are you thirsty?
No, I'm
You
okay.
can have three sips and a piece of
No.
cornbread, and then I want you back in the field.
This guy, you're corny,
I,
bro.
I
You're
mean, like
corny.
Mizi, in all honesty, though, right?
You're
I mean,
corny, man. This guy is
coming
corny.
from Ghana, like, and also like a lot of like the youth at that time, like they kind of like saw like the black culture. When I
Mhm.
visited like the US for the first time,
Zongo, give us space.
No,
Zongo,
let
give us
us.
space.
No, I
That
want to hear what Zongo was saying. He's actually intelligent. He's from Ghana.
All right, all
Hold on, brother
right, all
Zongo.
right. You intelligent. You who's never
Oh,
been
come
to
on.
university, you
Oh,
fucking idiot.
God.
You've
I
never been
went
to
to Morgan
university.
State University, brother.
so
You've
when I
never
FBA
been to
school.
university, man. Come on.
when I visited
It's
like
literally. Mhm.
when I visited like the US for the first time, and even in Chicago, I was shocked by the way for the first time to see a lot of black people in Chicago, right? Because I had to transit through there. And um, months later, when I had a chance to actually visit the communities, I've been to like the typical black communities, precisely like in Illinois, right? Chicago, the South Side, precisely, right? And I was shocked to see like the conditions over there, because I was thinking like, I mean, they were at par like with the white people over here, but it seems like my judgment from what I observed was quite like diametrically opposite. Like what really went wrong, yeah, because that wasn't what I saw when I was in Ghana. Like coming over here and seeing, I haven't. I would not say that I've extensively traveled the whole of America, but I've been to, I mean, Illinois, Missouri, and a couple of few, states, and now I'm in Washington State now.
Okay. Well, look, if I were to go to Nima first or Kaswa
Mhm.
and then say that that is Ghana, I'd be wrong. So I think once you get a more in-depth view or experience, then you'll be in a better place to really speak about the levels of Black American culture. I think a lot of people like to just use our degenerates and say that, yeah, these are Black Americans. That's not the case, and that's not the case with any people. But
No, even when
Draco,
I came,
yeah,
even
go on, brother.
when I came here in Washington, I still asked, I mean, where's the community, the Black community? Yeah.
Well,
I, I'm the kind of
Washington
person
State
that,
rains all the time, doesn't it?
yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, a
like,
lot of people say that it doesn't rain all the time. It just rain on certain periods. Because I mean, during summer, like it doesn't rain. Even in fall, we are in fall season now, and it hasn't even rained now. I think the raining season actually began in mid-October, going like to the winter. And
oh, you mean like in Washington State?
yes,
yeah.
Oh yeah, it will start raining a
Oh,
lot
hold on.
pretty soon.
maybe this
Pretty soon.
question is probably a backdoor conversation, like Missy. So because I don't want to
No,
like make it seem that way. So maybe some other
no, and
time we
brother,
can have
I'm
this
I'm I'm I'm
conversation.
very open to having any conversations. I don't run from the smoke. I don't run from intellectual conversations. Any question you have about my people, while I don't know everything, I'm knowledgeable about my people. I'll answer it as truthfully as possible.
Yeah. I mean, because
Yeah.
everywhere I go, I mean, regardless, I still want to visit a black community, right? Like just to, because having coming from Ghana, I mean, sometimes you want to visit a community, black community, right? You know.
Hmm.
So
So even
that
when
do
I
you want
came
to
to
visit
Washington
black
State,
community?
when I came to
The black
Washington State,
community, the black
Nostradamus is
community,
trolling.
they do have some of them that are quite distinguished as well.
Like
Unfortunately,
me?
this degenerate bastard here is not one of them. He's not
Uh,
as distinguished, but they do have some of them that are distinguished enough. They've managed to, but no matter how much a bastard is educated and is trained
okay.
in conservative values,
Can you put
the
my
bastard
slave
here,
back in his hot hole in the ground, please? He's. I tried to teach this slave manas, but he's one of the rebellious slaves. So now he has to go back into he's got to go back into the field until he learns some manners. Sorry,
This,
okay.
this
I
game is
apologize
wild.
for the behavior of my slave. But go on, guys. Slavery is humans enslave each other. Now he's my cyber slave. I told him to come up, and you see he came up, right? Just like a good old slave.
Zongo, someone says in the chat that I would have dodged the bullet. I'm like, what kind of bullet that I would have done?
So
If someone approach you in peace, you respond with peace as well, right? I mean, a lot of the conversation we had is mostly about the the degenerate culture, right? If when Nakmizi was referencing like Nima and other communities, I mean, some of the culture is bad over there, right? I mean, I'm not gonna espouse like, oh, it's like pristine and pure. No, I mean,
no, Zongo actually goes hard on Ghana.
on the
Sometimes
Africans,
people,
I really go
people
hard on
get
the
mad at
Africans.
him here, like Missy.
Oh
They
wow.
really do get mad at him.
They told me like, I mean, I probably like worship a lot of white people over here, right?
Yeah,
So I'm not like
yeah, yeah.
really
Yeah, his
because
views are not the top here.
when I asked that, I just mean that genuinely because I was like I was a curious guy. I've always been curious, right? So when I came, that's what I saw, because it kind of like screw like kind of have like it's not just only like in America. Even when I was in Turkey, wherever I go, when I see the blacks, always at the bottom, like everywhere I go. So even
The blacks in Turkey, where were they from?
I mean, mostly that migrant from other countries in Africa,
No,
right?
we'll say just say they're Africans, brother.
Yeah, yeah, the Africans, yeah, migrants from, right? So even in the US, so I kind of find like a similar, like, based on where I've been so far, I'm asking like, I mean, if they are the premier, where are they? I'm trying to find them. Like, where are
Wait,
their
you think we're
communities?
at the bottom in America? In the bottom of what? Like, what do you mean?
I mean, in terms of like, I mean, when I was in Chicago, Illinois, right? Some of the communities that I visited, right? It wasn't. I mean, I actually saw some things that I thought I was in Ghana. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So
Hustling along the
you saw
roadside.
people pooping in the streets.
No, no, like hustling, like selling things along the roadside. Young
Were they
kids.
selling tins along that plastic-filled river?
No, it wasn't along the roadside. Just
Oh, okay. I'm trying to see how it was
Zongo,
like Ghana.
Zongo, look at what Astro said. Zongo, you need to straighten yourself out real quick. Your naivety will potentially cost you your life. Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
god.
He said, Zongo, I grew up in the hood. You know next to nothing about the real blacks.
No, I'm having a conversation with
And
Nakmizi.
he said, Zongo, they are in the white suburbs, hiding from their own people.
Is
Wow.
that true? Nakmizi, is that true?
That you guys are hiding from your own people?
No, I mean the successful ones. I mean, that's what he meant actually.
Well, I mean, look, birds of a feather flock together. So you're not going to wave raw meat around a lion, a hungry lion. So obviously, you should live with the people who are in your tax bracket, whether those be successful blacks or whether they be other people who don't happen to be black. Then I wouldn't live in a hood with a whole bunch of money. You're asking for problems.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's good. I mean, I'm married to an FBA lady, by the way.
Oh
So
God damn it!
So I'm not like
You know, guys, it's getting late here. Like, music. Do you want to hear from your guy in the back, or before
Well,
we
I just
close?
wanna read the back chat I'm having with my I call him my employee.
Oh, I see that here. He said
Yeah,
you
please read it.
two invested in this YouTube thing. Dirt,
No,
you're here
read
with
before that.
us.
Read before that, please.
Oh, oh. I need the burn clean by noon, otherwise it's 50 lashes. I got one more thing to say and I'll finish my sleep. Okay, he wants to
And
talk.
then what was my response?
Oh, you told him, say please, slave. And he said,
And he
you
had
two
this.
invested in this YouTube. He says, so Dirt, are you gonna say please to your master so you can come
He has
up?
to say please in the public. Oh, he can't say, yeah. Use your Draco and say, please, master, can I come up and speak? And then I'll let you on.
Wait, so like music, what did he do to make you keep buying him?
No, it's look. I like to troll, but your troll has to be witty. It has to be
Yeah.
funny. It has to be multidimensional. He's a one-trick monkey, right? So it's only bastard, bastard. And when he starts bringing other people into it, especially people who may or may not have issues, right? Now you're dirty trolling. So if you're dirty troll, then I'm gonna play the dirty game, and the most dirty game in the world is capitalism.
Is he a bumster?
He's definitely a bumpster, and that's what I've been telling people. Look, if you want to know the hottest stock, it's going to be the hottest stock next year. It's Huggies adult diapers. All these bumpsters are walking around with loose booty holes on the beaches of Gambia, like like Draco. So
He
invest
said,
in
he
adult
said,
diapers.
he said the irony. So now the slave is the slave owner. Well, we've had that in history. Slaves who bought their freedom and they ended up getting slaves themselves.
Hey,
So do you want to hear him?
yeah, bring him up,
Okay.
but have your finger on the trigger,
The irony, the irony.
and that's enough. Bye bye.
No, is that also from Gambia? Is it from Gambia too?
He is Gambian, and the
Uh,
Gambian IQ is the lowest in
they
Africa.
have a lot of
It,
Gambians in the army over here, though, in Washington State. I mean, there's a lot
oh,
of them.
are you serious? This may be breaking news.
No, it's not.
Afrodamas, do you know anything about Gambians in the U.S. Army?
I do.
Why are you
Yeah.
guys are you guys plotting on us? You're gonna overthrow our government from within.
That's making me laugh. I see them display their photos on Facebook too. That's
Yeah.
why I'm
Hey, hey,
laughing. I see it.
hey, Nat, what's your view on like the FBA like movement? Are you a proponent of that movement or not?
Of a movement, I'm a proponent of my people. I don't subscribe to any one singular man's ideology because that'll be problematic. But I like the name Foundational Black Americans because we were in America before it was called America. I won't publicly say anything negative about Tariq Nasheed. I won't say anything publicly positive about him. It's just he's there, I'm here, and I love my people. I love my lineage. He's not a leader of any lineage, and he said that.
Kwaku,
Have
thank you for the super chat. It's a good show. Thank you for the super chat. Uh,
let's give the Gambian bomb star a chance to buy his own freedom. If have you paid your freedom?
no,
I don't think he has any money.
are you there, Dirt?
Hold on, I'm just typing something.
What are you typing?
All
You
right,
can.
I didn't teach
What?
this guy how to read or write.
okay, Afrodamas.
Yeah,
Let me say something.
yeah.
The reason like this is banning me, right? It's because
All right, get him out of here. Get him out of here. I want him out of here right now.
He said. He said, Afridamos, he bans me because everything I say about him is fact down to a philosophy. He comes from a bastard lineage. Oh God.
Like,
Here
we
we
talk
go.
about this bastard thing, right? And you know what a bastard is? A bastard is a child that was born out of wedlock.
You're right.
A lot of
My
fuck.
parents were born, And I've done my DNA on two different, right? And both of my lines, my maternal and paternal, go back to Africa. It doesn't start in Europe. Even with only having 70%, I began as a black man and I represent myself as a black man
Oh yeah,
today.
if you're 70, that's high.
Right. And I'm high on the Native American. I don't claim that I'm some Choctaw, some goddamn well, what are they uh what are those stones
Blackfoot.
that they
You,
say? Yeah, Blackfoots. I'm not a Blackfoot.
remember my Blackfoot DNA too?
Yes, yes, you're definitely a Blackfoot. I like that Blackfoot necklace that you have on.
I mean, like when you
Wait, is
Knock
that the
still
Choctaw?
is Knock still in Europe? Are you still in Europe, Knock?
No, I'm not in New York now, but
No,
I have
I mean,
a plan. I'll be back soon. But I
No,
won't be
he
moving
said.
back to that shithole.
oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, New York is a cool place.
So, Nak, are you gonna be traveling to Gambia with Dart?
If Gambia, eases their visa policy,
Wait,
then I can.
the
Can you get there
visa?
with a passport?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you said without?
With an American passport, can I
Oh
get
yeah,
in there?
oh yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
have to do anything in advance.
No, you fly in. You just get the visa right there.
See, from Europe, right? I would
Yeah.
have to go to Belgium first, and
Oh, you can fly
or
straight.
France or something. Oh, I'll try if I can get a direct flight.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go to Gambia. I'd like to know what village Darth is from, so I can buy more of his people, and
I
then
mean,
maybe even at the same time make some baby mamas and just leave them there. Leave
In
some
his village.
mulattoes, some Black American mulattoes in his
Knock. Another
village.
question that I have. I saw like when you went to Ghana, like, did you go there out of like curiosity, or you just like wanted something so you can bring it back to the YouTube space and speak on?
Oh, nah, I don't see. If you notice, like I don't videotape a lot of my stuff and put it on YouTube because I'm from a different generation, right? I don't go to concerts and put my cell phone. I enjoyed the experience. So I was there just walking around. I recorded a couple of clips, right?
Mhm.
I actually wanted to go to Nigeria first.
Okay.
And a Nigerian told me, don't go. Go to Ghana. Nigeria ain't it right now. You know? So I went and then actually loved Ghana, but I loved it from a place knowing that this ain't where my people come from, so I can enjoy them for who they are. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
love Ghana, bro, but I don't feel any sort of connection to it.
What do you
Oh
feel
God.
connection with?
Do you want to hear from your guy down there? He said, Afridamus, you have to be careful introducing Gambia to S
Yeah.
predators
Do you,
who have enough.
do you kind
Oh
of like feel
God.
like connection back over here still at the end of the day? Because from a few people that I noticed, because even there's another guy too that went to Kumasi and stayed. He was even married to a lady from Kumasi, right? But then he came to realize that, I mean, some of like this group, like some of like this ethnic groups are, they are very like, I wouldn't say like tribal, but like tribal in nature. So it kind of like he became more aware that, hold on a second, I mean, these people are not like just racially identify as me, but they just like identify more in tribal um tendency, right?
Hmm.
What about me? I think maybe where I belong is probably in the state, and I should probably go back and reconnect with my own people. I mean, I've seen a couple of people who went to Ghana and then probably came back to, you know, be something almost similar to the ones who are, being a proponent of the FBA, like, I wouldn't say like a movement, but the group or something like that.
No,
Oh, okay.
I agree 100%. Afrodam, let me just
You
respond
you,
to him really
you,
quickly.
you, you want to bring your guy in, or you want to respond
No,
first?
because at this point, he's teetering on the line of libel,
Like, but
right? And
also
you know
just
what
kick him
libel is.
out.
Yeah, he's being libelous. He's doing this, uh, you know,
Slander.
toxic trolling and borderline illegal libelous statements. Okay, and I don't. That's not something I want to get into. He can buy
Right.
his freedom, and then I'll top him off Pause. And now
Buying freedom, man.
then now
Man.
selling back into freedom.
Well, I practice capitalism and I respect the terms of capitalism. So just FYI. So yeah, you can
Pay
buy
to
your
play, bro.
freedom, sir.
Pay to play.
Yeah.
Is
But
he's see, he's
let's
broke.
do
Broke
our
people shouldn't
closing.
have a
That
voice.
So I want to know like his perspective because it's really interesting. Because Nak did say he used to be a Pan-Africanist, right? And now all of a sudden,
Yes.
because a lot of people, even Afrodamus, she also did say he used to be a Pan-Africanist, right? And now like you're like, no man, what unity are we standing on, right? Right?
right.
Because a lot of these hardcore Pan-Africanists, like they go to like through like series of movement and then later discover themselves like, oh, hold on a second, this is who really I am, right? I'm not this, I'm not that. Like, I'm trying to really understand like Nakmizi because I've followed uh, some of your argument for a while, and I really wanna know your perspective. Like, oh no, genuine, not in an
All right.
argument.
So I
Argument.
didn't go to Africa to find my people and find my roots. I was already proud to be a Black American. That being said, I was fed the uh, Pan African porridge as a kid, and then it was all from a positive aspect, and we're one, and all this other crap. I think Pan Africanism is kind of like a cult where they just believe that it works without actually looking to see that it's never worked. So if you really want to embrace Africa for what it is and don't try to change it for what you want it to be, then you'll understand, like those Black Americans that left Ghana, that it's about ethnic group. And I'm totally cool with that. You should love your people first. Doesn't mean you have to hate anyone else. If I was Soninke, I'd be a Soninke warrior. If I was a Zongo, I'd be a Zongo native. But I'm the premium Black from Black America, and I'm cool with it. And we can all get up on this one panel, enjoy each other's company, have great conversations, troll a little bit, and still not try to say that we are each other. And I land my plane.
All right. So guys, we're coming to the end. Zongo, I guess you said your last words. Dirt. Well, they said you gotta buy your freedom, sir. Your master is up here. So the only way you can be free from those chains, you gotta buy your freedom. You better
Well,
hurry up before the 7 years is up.
well, the Africans I've really heard, right? I mean, because if you ask me personally, I think every group, even in Africa, they have their bad side and their good side. Same thing over here. I think this big queen that, oh, I'm better than you, all these things. You have culture, I don't have culture. It doesn't really make sense, right? I mean, I kind of approach you because you came with respect, and and I respected that, and as an elder, as you are, I wanted to treat you as such, right? So I understand the chat are like, oh, I'm trying to be uh uh
A Pan African, like
Pana-
Kala.
Gala, right? They say like I'm not being hard on Nakmizi, but I think Nakmizi is not one like he's not one of those like these other FBAs, right? I mean he's not like naive like Nat Turner. Nakmizi seems to be
Natona is
very
not black. He's native.
Nat Turner is a half brother of the Ghanaian president.
Nana. Every time I
yeah, he looks
put
like
Nana Kufo's picture up, he runs away.
yeah, but Nakmizi like on the real though, right? Because for you do acknowledge like your background or something like that. I mean, I met a couple of few over here too. I mean, some of them did their DNA and they told me like, I mean, they're from Congo, most of them, right? Um, but a lot of them like even like Afidama said like when he used to work in the correction office. I mean, he met a lot of FBAs who say like they were Indians. Is there a reason why a lot of them tend to like claim their Indian part and not their blackness? Is there a reason? I don't know.
Yes, because some people are ashamed of being from a lineage of enslaved people, right? Some people are ashamed of blackness. Some people are ashamed of being of African descent. So they try to pick, a lineage that most of them don't even have admixture from. I actually do more than a lot of Black Americans,
Oh
and
yeah. You have your
Yeah,
native.
absolutely. Yeah, I got a DNA 23andMe versus my heritage on my channel, but I actually made it private. But it's because they're afraid, they're ashamed of being of African descent. Now, I offer this to them. The Native Americans have really nothing but high rates of alcoholism, even things that are worse than that. They have a legacy of teepees and bear skins. Why would you choose those people to try
Yeah,
to latch on
Africans.
to?
Yeah,
No,
blacks actually are doing. They fared better than the natives. If
I
you,
Exactly.
was
yeah.
I was even
So
in one of their reservations here in Washington State, the Chehalis like reservation. I mean, to my surprise, I mean, I have the lady who took me off. I was like, I mean, are these natives? 'Cause I thought like they were white people actually.
yeah,
I mean, and they said like, no, they are the natives.
They're more
So,
whitewashed than black Americans, trust me. We still kind of look like Africans. A lot of them, like Blatt Turner, he looks like a straight like child warrior from Liberia. And I look like, I got a little admixture, whatever. But the Native Americans of today don't look like the Native Americans of before.
mm.
they've mixed with the whites. Well, thank you, gentlemen. What's his name? Dirt. I see you back there, but you know your master's up here. So,
Yeah,
um,
bring him up.
okay, you want to hear?
Let
Okay,
him land this plane.
okay. Land your plane, Dirt.
For anybody
I'd
who is
rather
ever
shoot
to
his
go
plane
against
out the sky.
Nakmizi,
Yeah,
you
get
just
his
have
out
to
of here.
remind
Get
him.
him out of here. I'd shoot his plane out the sky. And this is what I'm talking about. Why is he so dumb? He keeps falling for the banana in the tailpipe. But what else do you expect from a monk?
Nak music. I mean, considering the fact like how um, old you are. Like, do you think like Dr. Umar,
What the fuck?
is he a really genuine person in the black community? I mean,
Zongo, we about to leave. You keep
Yeah,
starting new topics.
I
So
want to know
let's
his.
do that.
I want to know like his
let this be the last question so the brother
Yeah.
can hug up
Dr.
his white
Umar. Do
woman.
you really think like he's really genuine in the black community?
Oh, you mean genuine?
Yeah, genuine. Like,
Oh, absolutely not. He's a race hustler who's been building a school for like 10 years. He holds up Red Lobster gift cards. Talk about donations.
He's over
He's
there
he's
enjoying it.
yeah, he's eating it. And he's just not a good representative of my people. So he's a
why do
scammer.
you think
He's
some
a scam
Africans are giving him the platform when he goes to the motherland? Then
Because
because
they don't
sometimes
know.
Africans like people to say nice things to them. Like all black people. We like to be, people to whisper sweet nothings in our black ears.
victim mode, right?
Like me say, did you know that Dr. Umar actually did go to Gambia? I saw the video.
What
Did
did
you
he
know
do
this?
there?
He met
No, I
with
didn't know
some,
that.
yeah, met with some of, because they have like a Pan-African group, you know. There's like a couple of Dusties who are
Thank you.
Pan-Africans. Yeah,
They're all dusties. How many boreholes did he build? Did he build?
zero. But he, because that borehole, he's not gonna put his donation money into that. He going to Red Lobster.
I mean, like these Africans, like once you speak, probably. I mean, I wouldn't say like Dr. Umar. I mean, if you speak like eloquent English, I mean, because you were colonized by your colonial master. So if you meet someone that speak eloquent than your colonial like your colonial master, I mean, they're gonna like just worship the person. It's no different from right. I mean, how
Well,
like in the community over here, the black community kind of worship him because he's very eloquent and is a good like orator in the community, and they tend to like give him a listening here and even donate huge chunks of money to him.
like Mrs. Dirt say he prefers listening.
Yeah, of course. What he's doing. Ah, shit. God damn it, guys! I gotta go. This
Uh,
guy's
uh,
trying to fucking escape. He's trying to escape.
oh,
Stop him! Stop him!
oh, okay. Something is strange. Okay. That was wild. That you want to do your closing before I let you go? Like,
Yeah, Africanos. Look, I
like Miz
respect
is not here now. He's not here, so
capitalism is capitalism. For me, I'm entertained by this YouTube.
yeah.
I'm just saying. I've analyzed the character of this person to the point, down to the teeth, in the literal sense. Everything he says about me is not fact, but what I say about him is fact. That's why he's trying to ban me.
Oh, did you ban him? Africanos.
No, they bought him out not to speak. So
Really? But where does he stay? I mean, Africanos, where does Dart actually stay? He stays in the U.S. too.
no.
Oh, he's,
So
he's
like someone can pay not to hear you speak. So that's what happened.
yeah. I didn't see that being bought though. I saw like
No, he got bought. He got bought.
yeah,
I highlighted it. Like Mizzy bought him out not to speak.
he said bring him back, right?
That's why he came back. So now I brought him back. He started talking about Nagmizi, but Nagmizi is not here.
Okay, you're
So
right. Because
that's why
he has to
so
honor
that's
his
why I
word.
had to yeah. So we
Yeah,
have to
you
go
gotta make
by what Nagmizi paid for.
you
I
gotta make
gotta be fair. But
okay,
Zongo,
okay,
thank you.
okay.
I
Great show.
wanna
Hey,
you
I mean,
know.
even today, I mean, a lot of people wasn't turning out because I kind of felt like this, conversation wasn't within my
No,
realm.
because
But we have
the time too, you gotta remember, different time zones. But I'll do the show tomorrow a little bit early so that other people from other time zones can join in.
you
So
can't
guys,
just join
stay tuned.
exactly.
We'll be
But
back. We'll be
yeah,
back for another one.
I had to keep the show rolling, so that's why I kind of tapped in.
You're lucky Judah didn't come for you, Zongo.
Yeah. All right, great show by the way, Afrodamas, man. You
Hey
have to keep the
Zongo,
show.
thanks for coming, man.
Okay, and
And thanks for the
greetings to
super chats.
you welcome and greetings to the chat too. Like, thanks for showing up, guys.
All right. Thank you, Zongo. See you.
Okay, yeah, bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show. I want to thank all of you for coming. And as you guys know, look, as you guys see, Dr. Umar is asking the Simp Academy, the simp police, to come out and do the work. I want you to put on the ski mask. I mean, as you guys know, my position, don't do it. If Dr. Umar wants to see that happen, let him do it first. That's what needs to be. He let him do it first, then you can follow suit. But this is what it is like in America. Like, you know, um, even the Somali woman cannot escape the ratchet of, the American quote unquote educational system. So I want to thank all of you, and I want to see you on the next one. We'll be back in about another few hours. Um, Until then, let me use my black card over here.